It is finally Jim Norton and Sam Roberts again.
Yeah. Sorry to have left you.
No, it's okay. Denny was a fine... We had fun with TJ, and Denny was a fine substitute.
He always is. He brings his own headphones in.
He's steadfast. He's sturdy and steadfast, Denny.
He is. Dependable.
He was very, very dependable.
Right.
And so we have Tom Papa coming today, Allison Brie, and Mark Maron. I like the new show.
Glow?
Yeah, I like it a lot. I wasn't familiar with what that was, so it was kind of fun. I didn't want to read up on it. I knew it had something to do with wrestling, and that's all I wanted to know.
Netflix is so smart about it, though, because they're putting out this Glow series, but then they have, like, the Glow documentary also on Netflix. Like, I think that they're purposely now starting to develop original programming that reflects other stuff that's on the platform.
So you'll go and watch. You'll start with one and watch the other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like when Orange is the New Black happened, a whole bunch more prison shows started popping up. Right. So even though it's not, you know what I mean, it's like the true story behind this stuff.
I've still never seen that, and I want to watch it. Everybody says it's really good.
Yeah. You should binge all 5 seasons tonight.
I know, no, I might do tonight, but
yeah, okay.
I'll start. Maybe, one day I'll do it. I'm reading this thing on this. I want to start with this Bachelor in Paradise star, Corinne.
Of course you do. I mean, who does it? I want to talk about Corinne all the time. We should change this to Corinne Radio.
She's saying that she's...
Faction Corinne.
Just Corinne. You don't need the faction part.
You don't think so? No. It would make just as much sense as Faction Talk.
It really would.
Faction Corinne.
Corinne Faction Radio makes as much sense as Faction Talk.
We're a faction of people here, a group that like to talk about Corinne from The Bachelor. She got her pussy eaten by that guy, DeMario. That's what happened. I know, but I love that. Like, that's the. Let's bring the audience up to speed. She got her pussy eaten by that guy, DeMario.
Yeah, they know what's going on this new Bachelor in Paradise show, and she was drinking, whatever, buzzed. And she hit on this guy, and she shoved her pussy in his face.
She said she's blackout drunk.
Yeah, she did.
She said she's blackout drunk. Now, Corinne made a name for herself on the last season of The Bachelor, where she also liked to enjoy some beverages, make out with dudes, and take her top off. She did that stuff on the last season, which I think is why they invited her to be on Bachelor in Paradise, which is like The Bachelor, except, I guess, on the beach and more fucking.
Right. And,
right.
And so this is another guy from another season. And she was, I guess, now they're saying, like, people are saying, no, she was drinking all day. She was mad that the producers told her to stop drinking. She's fucked around with 3 other guys she was hitting on. And this guy couldn't get hard to have sex with her.
DeMario?
Yeah. He was limp from drinking. So.
Just a sloppy mess.
Then
what a sloppy time they were all having.
It was a sloppy, messy time. And, she tried to have sex with him and he couldn't get hard. So they said she just stood up and put it in his face and he licked it. Like.
So she was trying to fuck him in the pool.
I don't know if it was in the pool or right on top of or like at the on the ledge of the pool or whatever.
Gotcha.
But it looked from what I'm reading here, this whole thing about her being underwater and totally limp and is just not the case. And they said that she was supposed to get her own show, so maybe that's why she's panicking. In fairness, she doesn't seem to be blaming the guy. I think she's mad at the producers.
She is mad at the producers, I guess, for not babysitting her.
Yeah, but then she got mad when they told her to stop drinking. She's like, they're trying to control me.
Was she drunk mad when she got mad at them? Or did they tell her to stop drinking, like, before?
I don't know if they said that she was...
Or was she, like...
She's obviously drunk.
Halfway in the bag already. And they were like, look, you got to stop drinking. You guys can't fucking control me.
Probably that.
I can handle myself.
It was probably that. And they said she stayed for 2 days and wanted to continue filming.
After the pussy eating incident.
That's according to this thing that I'm reading.
The alleged eating of the pussy.
Yeah, the alleged pussy eating. But they said the camera guy was right there and then she just stood up and put it in this guy's face. And that's
so it's not like it's hidden cameras. Like, it's not like some guy jumped out from behind a bush and was like, oh my God, there's this going on. It was an obvious television show being filmed.
This is what's really scary, is that, like, okay, as a guy, you're there and this is all filmed. But for most guys, and again, most guys, or a lot of guys accused of this actually did do something wrong. But if you don't do anything wrong and it's just your word against that person's word and nothing is filmed,
yeah,
that's really scary. And now the way the culture is, they're saying that no matter what, you're lying and she's being truthful, and if you question her, then you're shaming her and you're putting her, and it's like, what's the line between giving true respect and to sexual assault victims and letting them know it's okay to talk about it and you're not going to be judged and you're not dirty, it's not your fault? What's the line between that And then weighing it and going, look, she was acting fucked up. I'm sorry. If a woman is acting really fucked up and she shoves her pussy in a guy's face and he's too limp to fuck because he's drunk,
right?
It's not 100% the guy's fault that she wasn't thinking.
And if she's on a show,
holy shit,
which might as well be called "Gorgeous People Get Drunk and Hook Up," that's the show. That's the whole premise of the show. How can you sit there and be under the assumption that, well, if I get carried away, don't worry, these producers they'll watch out for me. They'll parent me.
Yeah, every time a person gets tipsy or has too many drinks and has sex, you're not always a victim of sexual assault, especially if the other person is not thinking. And again,
you're a victim of poor decision making, but that's your fault.
And so could he be. And one thing I'll say in her favor, she's not bashing this guy. I guess she knows he was fucked up too. Mm-hmm. But apparently the producers did try to get her to stop drinking, at least according to them. Maybe they're lying and covering their tracks, and maybe she's telling the truth. But it just reminds me of how scary it is. Like, you have to be so careful if somebody's drinking because there's no witnesses to this, and if it's your word against the other person's word, you better know. There's no way to prove what you're saying is correct, and that's the way it's always been for assault victims too. They can't prove what they're saying is correct.
Well, it's funny too because like you think about these scenarios and you go like, okay, look, I'm getting a weird feeling. Everything that was done here was consensual, but I'm kind of getting a weird feeling about this girl. So, I think it was Voss that came in and said that he would, before he was married, walk girls down to the lobby so there'd be a witness. Or some people say, well, I send a text and that way if I get a text back, now there's evidence, blah, blah, blah. But you're looking at a scenario where it's not a text, it's not a witness in a lobby. You're filming a network multi-camera primetime show. And it's still very possible to drag your name through the mud because even though she's not saying this is DeMario's fault, that name DeMario is being thrown all over the story, and people don't read long enough to figure out who she's blaming. They're just like, oh, this is what happened. Oh, what a dickhead. She
also has a boyfriend, they said, and I'm wondering if that's the problem too. Maybe she realizes now that this stuff is this could fuck her relationship up. Who knows?
But if you have a boyfriend. She had a boyfriend. Like, if your girlfriend is Corinne from The Bachelor and she's going to Bachelor in Paradise and likes to kick back a couple cocktails, I think you have to understand that maybe the sanctity of your relationship is going to be placed on hold for the filming of the show.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't care. I mean, maybe the guy is totally fine with it. And he's like, yeah, it doesn't mean anything to me.
Or maybe she's too hot for him. She found like a guy that she's too hot for, so he just accepts.
He tolerates it,
her behavior, even though it's just destroying him.
He's going to cuck out just a bit.
Yeah, exactly.
He's going to cuck out just a bit.
Right, because he knows like he's not landing that otherwise, unless he lets her, do
what she wants to do.
And by that, put her pussy in DeMario's face.
Yeah.
And say like, here, help yourself.
But automatically she said I was too drunk to know what I was doing. I was blackout drunk. And people are going, no, she wasn't.
Yeah.
She was. And again, they could just be covering their own asses. Maybe they realize they have a multi-million-dollar lawsuit possibility, and they're going, no, she was fine. So they might be bullshitting.
At the beginning of the story, a bunch of the contestants were saying she didn't appear to be blackout drunk. Like, I think when this story first came out, the other people on the show were going like, I don't know. I mean, if she says she was, but she seemed like she was just having a good time.
And if you're blackout drunk, people don't know you're in a blackout all the time. Sometimes they can tell if you're so fucked up, but other times people have no idea you're in a blackout.
Right.
They don't know. You just act. If you're a wild person and you're just acting wild again, how the fuck is anybody supposed to know the difference?
Right. And this is and anybody that even people that have watched the show weren't like shocked by this development. She is a party girl on the TV. Like that's what she plays. That's who she is. So it's not like this is so out of character. It's why she was invited to do the show to begin with.
Yeah. So you do something crazy, shove your box in a guy's face.
It's hot though, right?
She's gorgeous. She's sexy. And look, we've all done stupid shit. We've done stupid shit without drinking.
Look, we've all gotten drunk and put our pussies in dudes' faces. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Am I right? Everybody with
Metaphorically,
me? Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, okay, sure.
Metaphorically, never a dude's face.
Oh, okay, whatever.
Not on pussy.
Oh, okay, whatever. That's cool.
I put my hiney in a girl's face. Nice. Under the influence of caffeine.
Yeah, exactly. I had 3 Diet Cokes. I'm a little wired.
Yeah, 3 Diet Cokes and an espresso, and I was asking her to bugger me with her fingers. It's humiliating. I tried to sue someone.
Yeah, I was all caffeined up. You're like Jessie on Saved by the Bell.
Was that caffeine?
She was on caffeine pills. On the drug addiction episode. She'd taken too many caffeine pills, and Zach had to come save her because it was just, she was throwing her life away to the caffeine pills.
Yeah, no, understandable. It's very dangerous.
High school kids, man, they're crazy. When they find out, that's what I'm worried about. As a father, I go, Jess, just watch the boy around the caffeine pills when he gets older, because these kids, you never know what they're going to do.
Isn't it funny when a sitcom tries to have that poignant episode and they just miss?
They miss the mark.
They miss the mark a lot.
And it goes down in history, for years and years as, how stupid was that? Even kids were watching it going what?
They knew caffeine pills was stupid?
Of course. 12-year-olds are smoking pot. Do you think they care if Jesse Spano is doing caffeine pills?
It was like on Quincy when the girl had been taking codeine. Oh, stop it. She's with someone. We're worried about her. She took codeine. Shut up, Quince.
I don't want her to OD on it. She tried codeine for the first time.
I remember the botulism episode of Quincy where there was a water fountain at Dodger Stadium or something, and botulism was spreading and the coroner was on the case.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Quincy had to find out where it was coming from.
Somebody put botulism in the stadium?
Well, they didn't put it. It was like a bad... So it was in the food and it had leaked into the water system somehow.
And this is a TV show?
Quincy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a premise?
Yeah, it was
Nobody
the
did it on
episode.
purpose? They were just like, oh, there's some bad meat in Dodger Stadium?
Yeah, wherever the stadium was, it was some kind of... It was an accidental contamination.
That's a terrible premise for a TV show.
Was this the last season?
I don't
Just
remember.
Running out of ideas?
Look it up.
That'd be like on Law and Order if at the end, after everyone, boom, boom,
Yeah,
here's the
Quincy.
suspect, here's the suspect. Oh, as it turns out, it was just, she slipped and broke her neck, huh? Well, I guess we wasted all that time. Thanks,
Well,
Dick Wolf, for nothing.
Quincy wasn't necessarily a crime show.
What was it, a boring show?
About a coroner. Oh, no.
Oh, boy. Oh, my God. That is...
Close.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
You got the B right.
I love that. BATCHILISM.
I don't know how to spell botulism.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Try BOUT.
That's botulism. That's when bad semen
Yeah.
is thrown in your face.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about before with Corinne.
Yeah. Corinne had botulism.
BOUT.
Just a rotten batch thrown at her.
See?
ELISM. I know I'm
EHLISM?
No.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, try that.
That's not it. BOTU.
But that will lead you.
Right, it's close enough.
It's close enough where it will
season
lead
5,
you.
episode 21, Deadly
Like
Arena.
you see where the letters that made up the made-up word that Jim said, the letters match the word botulism far more close. Like your letters were way off.
Your letter gave no suggestion. Your letter actually gave a college application.
Really odd.
Well, where's the
Where's the botulism episode of
Yeah.
Quincy? I don't know. I can't believe
Season 5, episode 21.
how
found
many
it?
seasons were there? 8?
Yeah.
you looked at botulism.
No, I looked up botulism Quincy.
Oh,
Quincy Botulism. That's what I wrote.
You know, Patch.
I don't see. I don't.
Well, you're in video.
You're in videos.
he wrote. Yeah, you did videos. Season 5, episode 21, Deadly Arena. Oh, the arena's on the attack. It's giving everyone botulism. Oh, it must have been a bad meatloaf. Like what?
I'll read the synopsis. Quincy and an epidemiologist team up to pinpoint the source of botulism.
Epidemiologist.
Yeah.
Isn't that what's an epidemiologist?
Probably someone who studies epidemics. That's my only guess.
Oh, okay.
A complete guess just by the epidemic.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's usually your Latin training.
I did take Latin because I wanted to be a priest, and I had to say mass in Latin
Did you want to be a priest?
when I was a kid. Yeah.
That's so goddamn funny.
Epidemiology, the branch of medicine that deals with the incidence, distribution, and possible control of diseases and other factors relating to health.
Father Norton got it right.
I did.
Father Jimmy got it.
And it's botulism, which has claimed 3 lives. And then they just have the it's all the guest stars.
3 people died of botulism in a stadium, and this is it's an hour of television.
Well, I don't know if it was all in a stadium. I don't remember. I just remember the
So
water fountain.
You mean the botulism could have escaped the stadium?
Here's
They had to
the,
narrow it down to somewhere.
The epidemiologist
No,
did?
3 people died of it. I think they had to find out where they got it.
Oh.
Here's what it says on Wikipedia. Quincy teams up with Health Department investigator Dr. Janet Carlisle to try to stop a World Cup soccer title game due to an outbreak of botulism that has killed 3 people and may sicken more than 90,000 soccer fans at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum.
That's right. He had to stop the soccer game.
Because otherwise everybody's getting botulism.
Yeah, what a fucking... Why don't you just cover the goddamn water fountains?
Yeah, why don't you just send a note to the stadium saying, hey, you have botulism in your stadium. This is not a good idea to do the soccer game.
Sounds like a prank call.
Quincy has to save 90,000 people. There's going to be an epidemic, worldwide proportions. They're all going to drink water because they get thirsty. Soccer fans are uncircumcised like Sam. Not you, my partner.
Yeah, I was about to say.
The Asian one.
Oh, okay.
Oriental if you're Francesa.
We'll get into that.
Botulism's going to kill everyone.
Wait, Quincy. Why don't you just get a whole bunch of bottled water?
Because it's 1978. We don't sell it yet.
Oh, I didn't realize bottled water hadn't been invented.
90,000 people could die. That's even less people than these soccer fans killing each other.
Why don't you just call the stadium and let them know there's botulism there?
Because I want to stop the soccer match.
Why?
I'm an asshole.
I can't believe that. 5 seasons in, one of the show writers is just sitting there at a soccer game like, oh man, can you imagine if there was a killer on the loose at this game? How would we stop him? And then his writer friend was next to him and went, what if that killer was botulism?
What if that killer was silent?
Yeah.
What if that killer had no face?
Yeah.
Had no name?
Or it was a terrible idea that, like, one of the writers had been just pitching for 5 years.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, fine.
Fine. Does anybody else have... Nobody in here has any other ideas. Why won't you do my botulism episode?
Right.
I mean, like, you have one thing. Remember in Batman when Bane blew up the stadium and a bunch of people died?
Yeah.
That was awesome. That was way better than, like... I put botulism all over the stadium, Batman.
Batman?
Oh, you're gonna have to stop my botulism, Batman.
That's more of a thing the Joker would do.
Yeah.
So,
Everyone gets thirsty.
Joker, I don't understand. Why wouldn't they just have some water then?
Oh, there's botulism in it.
You think that's what the Joker... Remember when he did the Joker parade in the 1989 movie? Do you think that's what him and Bob were spraying all over the audience while the big floats were going by? It was just botulism. That's what was in that laughing gas.
What was it supposed to be?
Laughing gas that made you die with a smile on your face. Remember, he put it in all the products.
Yeah.
Like every shampoo, every cologne, every perfume. They all had ingredient X or whatever it was. He found out that there was a secret ingredient, and he started putting it into the products that were going to Gotham City. And so it was infecting people without even them knowing.
Oh, this is a good question. This guy hit them. Yes, sir. And Ford in Atlanta used to drive this guy.
Oh. What's up, Jim?
What?
Hey, Fordy.
Fordy.
Terrible.
So, yeah, I was calling because I don't know if you guys have followed at all the story about Otto Warmbier.
Yes.
Well, I was gonna, yeah.
Yeah, so the kid that went to North Korea came back. Well, he got tried, and then he came back about, I think it was like maybe 5 days ago, sometime last week. And long story short, he was in that comatose state, and the North Koreans said that he was hit with botulism.
That's what made me think of botulism.
They were probably watching Quincy. They were probably just a bunch
I know.
of North Koreans watching Quincy being like, okay, we got to, what are we going to tell him about this kid? We fucked up.
This is believable.
We fucked it. What if he had botulism?
That's what made me think of it, though.
With Rodman and everything, so it's like, they're good to go.
Yeah, they're like, well, what if they ask questions? What if the Americans ask, well, if anybody asks questions, we'll just kill them too. Okay, good. All right, we'll go with botulism then. We'll go with botulism.
Yeah, there was a story above Sam's head for a minute about how he died, and I wonder if they pulled the plug on him or if he just when this happened.
It sounds like they pulled the plug on him.
What I've heard also is there's the theory that since it happened so quickly, I mean, first of all, what it makes me think of is the North Koreans were like, oh shit, this guy is like days from dying. We at least have to like return him to the U.S. So then there's at least some plausible deniability.
Let's get Rodman back here.
Yeah, that too. I mean, Dennis just showed up there and, worked his diplomatic powers. But I think what happened is, too, like from what I've heard from other doctors, is that just him being with the long flight and then not moving for so long, they think it might have been like an embolism or infection. I just thought it was interesting. And I was hoping to get kind of some better Trump tweets about it, but he's kind of been silent so far. So,
well, they're saying it was. They could see that there was a lot of brain trauma.
Yes,
I guess they could see traumatic.
I've been reading a lot about it because this story, for some reason, really, this one bothers me more than most stories. And I think it's just because, I mean, it's this stupid kid that we were all kind of making fun of when it first happened, just because, I mean, talk about your all-time dumb things to do.
I don't even know if he did it. His roommate is saying he doesn't even know if he actually did. He may have. It is possible. But the guy that spent a lot of time with him is saying he doesn't even know if he did that.
But
meaning he could have just pled guilty.
If you look at like the North Korean propaganda machine, I mean, that's just kind of how they operate. Like, there's some pretty interesting documentaries just about people who defected there and how they use them. Actually, weird enough, when I used to live in China, I lived in a dormitory with a couple of North Koreans. And they were much older than me, but it's that whole thing of just like, it's pretty much all an illusion, the way they operate. Everything is like super secured. I mean, these guys didn't get any letters or anything, and just no contact with Americans, even, speaking English. They're so secured from that. And I just think that, with these type of things, it's that they're going to weave it into their own narrative. They're going to be like, oh yeah, the kid did this. And then if you look at his confession, I mean, it's really kind of weird.
He's begging and crying publicly, hoping to be sent home. Of course. Thank you for the call, Ford. Thank you.
He was this was a story like a year ago. A group of college kids went over as part of a tour group. Which the takeaway from this whole story is, all you stupid college kids, stop thinking you need to explore the world and see things. There's no reason why anybody should ever voluntarily go to North Korea.
And stop thinking that every time people tell you a culture is shitty or bad, that they're just a bunch of adults who don't know what they're talking about.
It's not a misunderstanding.
Yeah, it's not always, oh my God, the Americans just don't understand. Some cultures are just shitty, and the North Korean culture is shitty.
And
it's
American culture is the fucking best. American culture rules.
It's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, compared to what's out there, American culture is fantastic.
You don't want to be woken up by the same song at 6 a.m?
No.
Every day?
What song is it?
That song, there's like a train that like goes by throughout North Korea or wherever they were that plays this like weird, almost hypnotic loyalty
some reporter,
marching song.
Took video from his hotel room of it just
which
blasts throughout the city.
By the way, he's an asshole for going to North Korea and making that video, because they will hold you in jail forever and kill you if they find out that you're videoing their trains.
And who knows who beat him to death? It might have just been a jail guard or another prisoner.
Well, they don't even know if he was beaten to death.
He was.
Because the trauma in the brain is because of a lack of oxygen.
Oh.
It's not head trauma. It's not that it's not like blunt force trauma.
Lack of oxygen. Well, how could he have gotten lack of oxygen unless they did something to him? They didn't tell his family for a year.
They definitely did something to him. That's what's so scary about this. So he goes and he's on this tour with his tour group or whatever. And leave that up there for a second, Troy. That's good. And the story is that he took a banner. He confessed in front of a North Korean court or whatever it's called over there to taking a propaganda banner from a staff-only section of the hotel that they were staying in, which is like the biggest no-no ever. So he ends up, and that's what became the big news story, he ends up like pleading, please forgive me, think of my family. He's praying, he's crying. I mean, he looks fucked up.
He's groveling, and these fucking scumbags gave him 15 years hard labor.
Right.
For taking a poster. Like, just what a shitty country.
And a year later, you realize that, like, you know, he's being tortured over there. It sounds to me, they find him, they sent him back to the States, right? And he had really, really, really bad brain trauma to the point where they said he didn't have awareness. It wasn't even like when you have a stroke and you're just kind of trapped in. They're saying like his body was functioning. The automatic functions were still going. He could digest food. His eyes were opening and closing. All like that stuff.
But no reactions.
No reaction and no consciousness, it seemed like. No
Yeah.
awareness. He was going to sleep, he was waking up, but there was no actual awareness. So he probably was brain dead for a long time.
I guess they said that he's been brain dead for a year or whatever, and he would never come back. Like with Terry Schiavo, they knew she was never getting better.
Right.
And the doctors were right. When they examined her brain, they could tell that they were right. The part was shriveled, and she was never going to recover.
Right. So he comes back, and North Korea said that he got botulism while he was over there, and then they gave him a sleeping pill, and he just never woke up, and that was just that. But all the doctors over here are like, there are absolutely zero signs of botulism, but there is significant brain trauma that would only exist due to a lack of oxygen going to the brain, and that's what happens when oxygen is cut off for 4 minutes or more going to the brain. And they said that can be from not getting oxygen, from not breathing, that can be from trauma to the heart or lungs. Like if oxygen just doesn't get carried up to the brain.
I wonder if he tried to hang himself.
It's possible.
Then again, why wouldn't they say that?
Yeah, he tried to commit.
If he
And
tried
they would
to-
have taken photos,
If
and
he tried to commit suicide, they probably would have said that.
they were probably doing some kind of drowning torture to him, I think.
Yeah, probably. Some kind of,
Like holding him underwater and stuff.
4 minutes.
It's a long time. They were. I feel like they were doing something like just horrific things to this kid, and it freaks me out to no end. Like just knowing that before he was brain dead, he was tortured immensely, and he just was there, knowing that everybody knew where he was. It wasn't a mystery that he was in North
No
Korea.
one could stop it.
Yeah, nobody's coming for you, dude. Nobody can stop it. This is the law there. Nobody has any control over what's going on, and nobody's going to come save you. There's other people that have been in North Korea for years. Nobody's coming to save them because it would be an all-out war, and you can't go against another country's laws, I suppose. But I think that this one is going to be a game changer.
I don't know if it will or not. I mean, I really don't know. What are we going to do? We can't start a war with a country over one guy.
I guess.
What do you do?
Yeah, maybe you're right.
What can we do?
Maybe you're right, but they said
Unless China does something, and then what are they going to do? They're horrible. They're not allies.
Yeah. The way his family was talking, it sounded like they just pulled a plug on him. Like they were like, no, he was finally at peace when he came home, and he passed away yesterday.
Wow, they literally, I guess after a year of torture, they're like, we got to let him go.
Yeah. They said that his face, when his body was taken off the plane, they said he had a look of discomfort on his face, even being a non-responsive person. So I can't imagine what went on with him. But yeah, so he's dead now, but it's being looked at as, here anyway, as North Korea killing this dude.
Yeah.
Which it is. That's exactly what happened.
Sure it is.
But, I mean, for the time being, even if nothing happens, just stop fucking going to North Korea, everyone in the world.
Stop going. It's a shitty place.
It's the worst. Nobody should ever go there.
Not according to Dennis Rodman.
And Dennis Rodman just goes. That's you know that thing where if you're friends with a guy who's constantly talking shit about other people behind their backs to you, you can't be surprised if you find out that they're talking shit about you
Of
to
course.
other people.
That's what they do.
For Rodman to be like, oh, no, because he's actually cool with me. I know he hasn't been cool with everybody, but he's cool with me, so I don't think he'll ever turn on me or anything weird is ever going to happen.
Did Rodman's trip over there, they said there was no correlation, but did it get that kid sent back?
I wonder if North Korea knew the kid didn't have, they can't keep him alive. He's dying. And they go, okay, well, maybe if we bring Rodman over here, it'll distract, because it was such a big story last time, that we'll send this kid back at the same time that Rodman's coming over, and everybody would just be concentrating on Rodman. They won't realize that we killed this American by mistake because we kept, stomping on his lungs or putting his head underwater or whatever it was.
Yeah, I think it was head under the water. Bill in L.A. has I didn't know this. Hello, Bill.
Hello, Jimmy. Hi, Sam.
Hi, Bill.
감사합니다. I saw it in the Vice documentary and another documentary on National Geographic. Before you even go in, you have to sign a waiver saying you violate any one of their laws, you will be held accountable, prisoner, beating, death, or whatever, and the United States is not responsible.
Yeah, I mean it's a country's laws, right? And you're agreeing to it. I was watching, maybe it's the same documentary. I don't know. There's a bunch of them, but like some guy was describing what these tour groups go through, and there's all these things that you have to do. Don't ever take photos of a soldier on the street. When you go into a museum, make sure you bow to the statue of the leader,
Kim Jong Un or Kim Jong Il. Yeah,
yeah. Make sure you do this. Make sure you do that. And I'm like, if there's all these things that you have to do, not just if you don't do it, they'll think you're rude, like you'll come off like an asshole. But if you don't do this stuff, they'll put you in jail, and I don't know when you're getting out if that happens, but the rest of us are going home.
15 years hard labor.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here with going to North Korea. It's so stupid.
It's a dump. It's a fucking dump.
In the, sorry guys, in the National Geographic one, a guy was laying down at the foot of the Kim Jong-un statue trying to make it look bigger, and he almost got arrested for that. And he tried explaining, "Oh, I want to make the great leader look bigger," and the tour guide said, "No, that is so disrespectful."
What do you think would happen if you pissed on the statue?
They probably just think it was funny. They'd probably be like, "Oh, it's Jim. He's a comedian.
You think
He's
you
just joking."
you think you get life in prison?
Life in prison. They'd get life of kicking the shit out of you until you were dead. Oh my God, the torture you would go through.
Thanks, Bill.
If you pissed on a statue of the great leader, oh Jesus, I can't even imagine.
Andrew thinks we're being ignorant. Oh no,
they'd just be cutting your hands all day, just putting little paper cuts and then sprinkling salt on your palms.
And lemon.
Oh, and yeah, and just squeezing little lemon juice on the paper cuts on your palms, and every day it'd be fresh new paper cuts. Ugh.
Why do you think we're being ignorant, Andrew?
Ignorant.
I don't think you're necessarily guys being ignorant. I think the caller was being ignorant, saying he wanted some Trump tweets out of a kid dying. You know, when the case first happened, if you recall, you know, he was tried in 45 minutes. The evidence of him taking down that flag, that banner, there was no evidence whatsoever that was him. It was a dark, shadowy figure. And if you remember in his confession speech on live North Korean airwaves, he said, you know, he kind of disowned America. You know, he was forced to say all these things. And I mean, and the media did not cover it whatsoever. And the only person that covered it was Tucker Carlson.
No, when he was on trial, they covered it. It was a pretty massive story when he was on trial. I don't think that they did not cover.
I didn't know the shadowy figure.
Yeah,
part.
they didn't cover the angle of maybe he didn't do it. It was covered as in this kid took the flag. The story itself was covered, but are you saying that Tucker was the only person who covered the fact that maybe he didn't even take the flag?
Yeah, well, he was kind of on the fence with that because, you know, he didn't want to make a judgment, but you can clearly see if you look at the pictures. But, you know, my first thought when the media wasn't covering it whatsoever was the fact that they thought he was a spy or that he was a spy in general. Because, you know, I did tons of research on him, and, you know, for this whole time, and, you know, not that many people knew him personally. His parents were very just low-key, vague, like off, you know, the spectrum. It was, you know, if an American's being held over there who's going to the University of Virginia, one of the toughest schools in the country to get into, you would think, you know...
They call it the Harvard of Virginia.
What?
Nothing. Yeah, no, I mean, it was... I don't know that it wasn't covered. It was... I was pretty well aware of it. I think when that footage of him being on trial was kind of played everywhere.
Everywhere.
And
he's saw him groveling.
Yeah, and he's not the only American that's been taken by North Korea. It's one of those things where you can't go in and rescue people who voluntarily go there just to look at it and then break their laws, regardless of how stupid their laws are. It's like, what are you doing? Watch the James Franco movie if you want to see what it looks like.
Why even go there? I get the idea of having a great story to tell.
Traveling is stupid.
A college, but to there it is. A college tour group to North Korea. They're like an aggressive enemy of the United States.
Just Google image. Just Google image. You want to see some amazing things? Whatever on the planet you want to see, just Google image it.
Are we allowed to go there? We're allowed to go there legally.
We are legally allowed to go there.
But we can't go to fucking Cuba. What an asshole country we
We
are.
can go now, right?
Yeah.
No. Trump just took that back.
Okay.
That individuals can't go as easily as they used to go. You have to be with certain groups now. Yeah, he just undid a lot of what Obama did because they won't send back people.
I think you can go through Mexico though. There's like that loophole.
You can, but you know.
Pain in the ass. Yeah.
Right. Or if you could jump on one of those boats from Florida. Nobody's looking, you know.
Yeah.
But you don't talk about it.
Yeah. Why you'd mess with any crazy government like this? I'm friends with these guys that are in this band, the Bloodhound Gang, and their bass player.
Bloodhound Gang. We do it on the Discovery Channel.
That's right. But the bass player took a Russian flag and
Oh my God.
and put it down his pants and
Where did he do this though? In Russia?
he did this. I believe this in the Ukraine.
Oh no.
And then they were going to Russia next. And when they got there, the Russian government literally beat them and tortured them. And they thought they were going to get out. They were at the airport.
Because they got that American ego, right? They got that American thing where it's like, no,
We're American.
We're American. Our freedoms are worldwide.
Yeah, and they were literally at the airport to leave, and then the police came in and beat them. And I think there's even a video of them doing that, which is
The police
Wait, they
taking
put
the
the
shit out of
flag
them?
down their pants to steal it?
They took Evil Jared. He's just crazy. He's like he would like see Heil on stage, and he was crazy. But he would take the flag and he put it down his pants, and then he wiped his ass with it.
Like when you dry off your asshole with a towel.
Who saw it? And someone saw. So he didn't have it in his pants in the elevator.
He did it in concert.
He did that on stage in the Ukraine. Yeah.
Yeah, as like a stunt, like as a funny, like, look at me. Everybody's supposed to respect this flag, but it's in my butthole now.
Okay. I thought you were stealing it.
And then they tortured him, and they all thought they were going to die in Russia.
Yeah, I mean,
How long were they there for?
I want to say a couple days. I mean, maybe even close to a week. They were supposed to only do a concert there. The government canceled the concert, and they were basically like, "Yeah, you're fucked."
Would they get beaten up?
Yeah, they got beaten up pretty bad.
Punched?
Yeah, I can see if I could find the
just kicks. No punching, just kicks.
Yeah, I wonder what they did to him.
They beat him with sticks.
Lack of oxygen. So I wonder if they were giving him that, if they were waterboarding him.
Maybe, but like waterboarding him for just long amounts of time.
Because they're stupid assholes. Didn't know how long to waterboard him.
Maybe. That's possible. They're probably not the brightest bulbs. I say that now, but I tell you this, I am never leaving these borders. Can't get me. Can't get me, North Korea. I'm so scared of that country.
Wow.
There's video of him wiping his ass. If you'd like to see that.
Yeah, let's see that.
Yeah, that's a dumb thing to do unless you're never leaving the United States.
Yeah.
If you're never leaving the United States, do whatever you want. But you can't do that and then decide like, oh.
Thank you very much for remembering to bring that. You guys, no?
Is he doing, is that his inhale?
Yeah.
Is that what
He's
he was
crazy.
doing?
He's nuts.
Okay, that's a Russian flag.
And they're in the Ukraine?
I believe yes.
He's asking the audience which flag they like better. And
Don't tell Putin.
he's saying, don't tell Putin. And he's undoing his pants. He's wiping his ass with the flag. I love this guy.
And what an idiot, knowing he has to go to Russia still?
That's a dumb thing to do.
Really wasn't smart.
No.
Knowing he has to go to Russia.
Bro, they'll never see it, bro. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
They did that, and then they get to Russia in the airport.
Yeah.
They don't even get out of the airport?
It's amazing. People think that they are indestructible.
They tortured them for a couple days, but then somebody captured this. This is them in the Russian airport. It's kind of hard to see, but you can tell what's going on.
Okay. So blood. Is that airport security people?
It's the police.
Oh my God. Yeah, they're just kicking the shit out of them.
Stepping on the American flag?
I mean,
Who cares?
yeah, I don't blame them. If the one guy's going to shove the flag in
Yeah.
his asshole, like, of course they're going to step on the flag.
You don't think that's a real gotcha?
No.
What, stepping on the flag?
Yeah.
No, who cares? We have the best flag because we have the best country. So, like, step on it all you want. Ours is still better.
Oh, bunch of angry Russians.
Yeah. I'd be pissed too if I wasn't America. I'd be like, God damn it. We already aren't you. And now you're putting our flag in your bum hole?
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's not cool at all. Yeah,
Was
man.
Pussy Riot out of jail?
Yeah, they got out years ago.
Yeah.
How long
they're
were
out.
they in?
A while. I don't recall exactly how long, but they've been out for a couple of years.
Oh, hold on a second. I have to see this. Look at it. Says Kim Ji-yu. Kim J-I space Y-U. I don't know. Who is Kim
G-I-Y-U?
What's the problem?
Joe? Joe was...
Joe.
Who? What were you saying?
Kim
I just
Ji-U?
wanted to say, I don't know. I just called in to talk about the leader of North Korea.
What's his
First of all,
What's his name?
What's his name?
Brett, Kim Jong-Yuck, whatever the fuck it is, Fat Boy.
Okay.
Call him Fat Boy.
We already know one of those.
First of all,
Kim
they put out
Jong-Rock.
a propaganda. I don't know if it's him or his father. Years ago, they put out a propaganda video saying, "Look at our planes," and it was fucking footage from Top Gun. And he threatened James Franco and fucking didn't do nothing about that. I say, Chip, you should make a video shitting on his picture and fucking make a video and send it to him. He ain't gonna do shit to you.
Who, Chip?
Say we get all the world leaders, take Fat Boy and fucking make them all bare bottom, spank his fucking ass, and then fucking shoot him in the head. He's a piece of shit. He needs to die.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe. Yeah,
I
this
don't-
story annoyed a lot of people. This story kind of annoyed everyone, only because they made this kid beg on TV and grovel and cry. Like, they humiliated him first.
And then they tortured him until his brain didn't work anymore.
Yeah.
Like that's next level. I mean, I don't think that they have the technology, and I'm no expert. I don't think they have the technology to get a bomb over here.
No.
They might be able to bomb like China.
Good luck with that.
Exactly.
That would be a mistake.
Right, because then and then it wouldn't be because then they bomb China, and China would be like, "What? Fuck you guys," and we'd be like, "Yeah, China, we got your back," and then everybody could just go to war against North Korea. It sounds sound to me.
I think anything they shot, we could just shoot out of the sky anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure we're ready for that.
Except then whatever country we met it halfway at would have to deal with the debris.
Yeah, fuck them. Well, the ocean, Pacific Ocean.
You want to ruin our oceans?
Well, it's either that or ruin Los Angeles. I have to go there tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I'd say, yeah, ruin the ocean.
You'd rather keep Los Angeles intact?
I do. I have to go there. I tweeted a link, by the way.
Because I have to go there.
I'm going to, I'm doing a live story on that This Is Not Happening show Thursday night at Cheetahs on the 9:30
Is it
show.
one of the stories about us hanging out or anything?
No. Because that happens a lot.
Oh.
That would be, thank God this is happening.
Oh.
It's fun when this happens.
Yeah. That's so nice. So you're doing, This Isn't Happening? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. And I tweeted a couple days ago, free tickets if you want to go see me. Put Norton in the extra info box, and that's the 9:30 show on Thursday. I'm looking forward to that, though. I'm looking forward to going out there and being in the warmer weather, even though it's warm here. I mean,
Ugh. I wonder if that kid was like, you know what? I wonder if he was sitting there at night before he went brain dead, and he was like, no matter how bad this gets, one day, 15 years, this is going to suck, but at least I'll have a story out of it. I'll be able to write and then, because he just didn't realize that they were going to, within months, I mean, it took him no time at all to make him brain dead. What the fuck were they doing
It
over
might have
there?
happened right when he got there.
I hope so. I mean, for his sake, you know?
Yeah.
Because why sentence him to 15 years if you're going to kill his brain like that?
They don't tell his family he's in a coma for a year. They're
I
just
know.
horrible people.
They are.
Horrible.
They're terrible. I don't know what we do, though. I don't have a clue. But luckily, it's not my job to figure out what we do. I get to talk about whatever we do and criticize it or compliment it, whichever way we want to go.
Well, this guy's saying now this is not a political thing, dude, but what didn't he want to... I don't believe this. Anita in North Carolina, hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Hello.
What I wanted to say was, I know the father, when the son came back to the U.S., the father said at the podium in the 40-some-odd minute thing that he said at the hospital was, one of the things was Obama kind of wanted to keep it on the down low. I don't know if Obama thought some diplomatic channel would work a little bit better, and that's why they agreed to meet with a Swedish consular. And there's actually 3 other Americans that are over there right now, and I guess this Otto kid was probably the most egregious of all the different things. You know, he was probably at death's door. But one of the things that the father did press was, you know, this shows that Obama didn't really want to do anything about it.
I don't believe that Obama didn't want to help. I don't believe that Obama didn't want to help. Maybe his methods didn't
what
work.
What could he do, though?
What's that?
Yeah.
Yeah, what can you do?
I mean, well, yeah, that's true. I mean, just like now, what can we do? As you said, you're not going to go to war just for one guy.
Can't.
But you know, to Sam's point, why would you go there? I mean, I've traveled abroad 40 different countries.
Honestly,
North Korea was not one of them.
I don't even know why you would go to Sweden, but so be it.
Sweden is nice. Hot girls.
Yeah.
Stockholm's nice.
Yeah, I visited there for one day, you know, Malmö, Sweden. But the point is, I mean, even as a college student, what was the course that they were taking that they went abroad?
Because they want a story.
Yeah, they want a worldly experience. I saw this movie. I saw this movie called The Berlin Experience or The Berlin Experiment. That is a good movie. But a girl gets kidnapped in it, and she's a tourist by herself in Berlin. And I'm like, you live in Australia. What are you going to Germany for? You know what I mean? Just stay in Australia. You're fine. Everything would have been fine. She stayed in Australia. But what does she do? She decides, what's this Berlin all about? And she gets kidnapped. Well.
Or if you're going to go, make sure you do nothing wrong. Make sure you do nothing wrong.
Remember, it was either an American kid or an Australian kid, and he went over to someplace in Indonesia.
That was Chappelle Corby. Her name was, or I think, or La Chappelle Corby or something, or Corby La Chappelle. I don't remember her name. The Ganja Queen. She's been released. She was busted smuggling pot into Indonesia, which is a death sentence, and she was given, I think, 20 years because there was so much publicity in Australia. And they said there's a way to bribe your way out of that, but this one guy this guy in Australia who wanted to help her, I guess, made it a big public thing. And once you do that and you put them on blast publicly, you can't. Now everyone sees it, so you got to go to jail. But they probably could have paid her way. They could have probably bought her way out of that if they had just shut the fuck up. But they said that her family had smuggled pot before. She did like 10 years in jail as opposed to 20-year life, or she did 8 years. And then she was in Indonesia for 3 years.
But her brain still
parole.
worked.
Yeah. She was actually well known.
It's just so weird that you bring that up because.
I was thinking of the Australian guy who got caned. Remember his sentence?
Chappelle Corby. Yes, he was an American.
Oh, it was a guy.
Okay. Yes, I know. He was an American. He defaced street signs in Singapore.
Okay.
In Singapore, he defaced street signs, and he was sentenced to, 30 lashes with a cane or something?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he got caned.
Thank you for the call, sir. Thank you.
It's weird, though, because our new guy Anthony is known around SiriusXM as the Ganja Queen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he likes to spend his money on pot, so they call him the Ganja Queen. So.
Anthony, comment?
Love the ganja.
She just came home to Australia earlier this month.
Yeah. She, how much time did she do?
Chappelle Corby?
Yeah.
Chappelle Lee Corby?
Oh, Lee Corby, yeah.
She was born in 1977. She got arrested in 2004.
She's 40,
in
wow.
October 2004.
She was 28.
Yeah. Yeah. But she's out now. I mean,
there was a huge. Did you see that doc?
What are you smuggling drugs into other countries? It's so stupid.
Well, the documentary.
These Ganja Queens.
It was in a boogie board, and they said that it was that she's like, no, the baggage handlers. So there was this whole fucking baggage handler thing that they thought was happening, like that there was this drug smuggling operation, and that the baggage handlers were doing it without customers even knowing. And that they were doing it.
Like the baggage handler was putting weed in her boogie board?
In checked luggage and sending it. But then they said that when
And then one of the other baggage handlers would pick it up on the other end?
But they said that when she took it, the guy who, I guess the customs guy who busted her, or the airport employee, said she knew exactly which bag was the problem. And it was in the shape of the boogie board, the pot, or something. Like, it was put in there before.
And she just goes, well, that's not mine.
It's pretty much it.
It's not mine. It's not mine. Didn't work. She didn't work at all. It's just terrifying. I mean, look, maybe go to England, France. I'm okay. If people want to go to France, go to France.
Wait, go back up, Troy. Sorry.
Even going to Australia, that's fine.
Yeah.
You can go to Australia. That's no problem. But other than that, Canada's fine. Travis, Canada's fine.
Thank you.
So no problem. We're going to Montreal later. I don't have a problem going to Canada. But other than that, don't go to any other countries. You know, I mean, why do it? Japan is okay, right? I think you can go to Japan. Well,
rules.
Yeah, Japan.
I want to go to
all
Tokyo
right.
more than
All right,
anywhere.
so we'll put Japan on the list?
Yeah.
Okay. Japan is cool.
And it's really weird.
Other than that, nothing else.
She was, after she did her jail sentence, they had her live there for 3 years parole. But why don't you just make her leave?
You got to punish these people.
It's so crazy.
You got to punish them. You got to stay on top of them. You have to be in charge of them. No, you broke our country's laws. If I lived in Australia, I probably would never leave Australia. It's a great country. It's beautiful. The women are beautiful. The weather's great.
Yeah.
You could learn how
You
to...
don't want to get in trouble, though. They got that big boot.
Oh, shit.
In Australia?
Yeah, it's just a little kick in the bum. But it is, yeah. That's true. That's true. You don't want to do that. You can't bring a frog in there either.
Oh, no. Steve in Chicago has a real... I didn't think of this, Sam. I don't think you did either.
I bet I did. I'm very smart.
Steve?
Hey, guys. Yeah, what if, Korea infected him with a double secret AIDS-like virus to kill all of us Americans,
Oh, so his brain disease was actually that's now coming back here. So he is like...
Yeah, it's a sleeper.
Yep.
Virus that's going to kill us all.
Oh, no, and Quincy's dead, so he won't be able to stop the spread.
Oh, Jack Klugman is dead, right?
Isn't he? I would hope so at this point.
Can we check if Jack Klugman's dead?
He can't be having a good time. If he's alive, he can't be in great shape. He's got to be just counting down the days. Let's see.
Yeah, so anybody who touches
he
him,
died in
his
2012.
family members, they're secret agents like the Manchurian Candidate, and we're all dead,
Maybe.
He was 90.
Maybe. Who, the guy in North Korea?
Jack Klugman was 90.
The guy in North Korea I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I think it's possible. I think that he may have been infected with some kind of secret ingredient, and who knows? Well, here's the first thing you got to do: figure out what hospital he was in, and see if there's any cases of botulism spreading around, because that's what they'll do, right? It's probably botulism.
No, it'll be more secret. They've been working on this virus forever. Who knows?
Could be the common cold. That's annoying.
right. It certainly is.
There you go.
I get it once in a while. I hate it.
Why do we all have the cold in the summer? And then Kim Jong-un is just sitting there.
Yeah. You'll be sneezing for weeks.
Guys, I'll let you go.
All right, we had the cold. It's like 4 days. It's over.
You got us.
Yeah, okay, dude.
Yeah, but we'd all have to call out of work.
Yeah, exactly.
It's true. The economy will cease. We'll be crippled.
But then I'll realize that the cold doesn't work like that. Like we wouldn't all just get it on the same day.
Yeah. And then a lot of people go to work with a cold.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not that big of a deal.
No one gives a shit.
Plus, if everybody has a cold, nobody's going to be like, oh, don't go to work. You don't want to spread that around. We all have it. It's fine. We just go. It's like if everybody in an orgy has AIDS, you're not going to not have the orgy. You know what I mean? You've all got AIDS already.
Yeah.
So do it. Go for it. Right?
Sure.
I mean, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Good.
Hopefully everyone has it. Because someone doesn't, and he went to the wrong room.
Oh, no.
He'd be so disappointed.
Yeah. That's what the A stood for? I thought it was just the first room.
Oh, no.
Oh.
You thought it was like rated by the health department?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought this was the best place to go.
That's terrible news. And you didn't tell me until after? Yeah, we didn't want to make a thing about it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Turns everyone off.
No, I was wondering why we didn't use condoms in this room. Oh, nerds.
So what happens now? Someone has a story about your friends, Troy.
They bury the guy.
Ross, about comment on Russia's Bloodhouse Gang. Yes.
Hey, am I on?
Bloodhound Gang.
All right, Francesca.
Hey, I just
What's
want to
up,
let
Ross?
you guys know I've been listening for a long time. I really love you guys. But I had a question regarding the Bloodhound Gang. Did they do this thing in the Ukraine during the whole mess with the annexation of Crimea and things like that?
Crimea what? A river?
Yeah.
You got me.
Because
I
I just
don't know.
wanted to say I've been to Russia. I've been to Russia 4 times. I mean, I can't say it's as wonderfully free as the United States, but it's a lot more laid back than a lot of people would think it is.
I'm not going to
But
Russia.
if they did that during the whole mess with Ukraine and the annexation of Crimea, that was just the stupidest fucking thing you could do.
No, that happened like 3 years ago. That Bloodhound Gang is way like
That was going on 3 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
Well, then there
Bloodhound
you
Gang
go.
was earlier than that.
Oh, you're saying the Crimea thing was 3 years ago. This thing happened way before
Right,
that.
Troy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it happened in 2013.
So that was right in the middle of that whole international mess, which was about the stupidest thing you could do.
Thank you.
They
Thank
actually,
you, Ross.
they did have a good defense. They said, "Sir, in our defense, we ain't nothing but mammals." So, if you could just let us off the hook. And they were like, we're not familiar with the song. We don't know.
Who sings that?
The Bloodhouse Gang.
Oh, Bloodhound Gang.
Russia's Bloodhouse Gang.
I misread what he wrote.
It's okay.
I thought he actually said it wrong. I thought he wrote it wrong. Yeah, I know Jesse's saying this. We know this, Jesse.
I'm so excited.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
What's going on?
I thought it was a girl.
You guys,
Me too.
You guys are doing a good job. I was just going to say, because, I think everyone sees every country that there's always stuff that's going behind the scenes. And
Illuminati?
That's right.
We're thinking of taking a trip down to Miami, and like all our families, like, if you go down to Miami, you're not coming back. So
You're coming back. Miami's very overrated.
Miami?
It's very overrated.
What are you talking about? Maybe you're not going to come back because you're going to have such a good time. A bunch of chicks over there going, "Bienvenido a Miami."
There are dangerous areas in Miami. A little Haiti. There's dangerous places in the United States, but it's not like that.
Yeah, I was in St. Louis. I'm not going to walk around like there's a lot of blocks in St. Louis that I'm probably not going to walk around in after dark. But that doesn't mean I made it back from St. Louis. Okay, I was in goddamn Baltimore 2 weeks ago. Okay,
And you lived to tell the tale?
I lived to tell the tale. I was in Baltimore, and I don't mean outside of Baltimore. I mean Baltimore proper. They made a series about that show.
They did. They also made a really hot documentary about it called The Keepers.
I was just,
and I made it out. I made it out just fine.
There's always things that are going to happen. So I think everyone's always on guard and worried about stuff happening. I think they said there's things that always happen behind the scenes that no one knows what actually happens. And for some reason, the North Korea thing came out, and
there is a far.
I'm sure that the stuff in the U.S. are going to happen.
This is why people go to North Korea.
People just don't.
Because they're like, it's like Miami.
It's like Baltimore. There's a far higher likelihood. Thank you, buddy. There's a far higher likelihood that something will happen to you in North Korea if you travel there than if you go on a trip first to Miami, then to Baltimore, then to St. Louis, one after the other, and walk around at night every night.
Although there's a much higher chance that you'll be mugged in one of those three places.
Oh, no.
You won't be mugged or attacked in North Korea unless it's the government.
Right, and the government would probably do a little worse than the mugger will.
I wonder if they just wanted an American.
Free, sucker, give me your money. That's not quite as bad as...
Well, why does he have to sound like that?
Because it's from that movie, I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all.
I wonder if they just wanted an American. What they said, there's like a shadowy figure that took that. Are there photos of that are out?
Batman.
Of him, no, not that one. Batman?
At first I thought it was Alec Baldwin, but then I realized it was just the shadow.
Are there shadowy photos of him or no?
Yeah, there's a photo.
Can we see it, of him taking it?
Yeah. Otto, North Korea, Fyoto. Foito.
No, it's just going to be him in jail.
Yeah, it is. All right, what are you going to do next, Troy? What are we thinking? How are we going to get there? I know, it's not...
What did he take again?
We've been talking about it.
He stole Tylenol.
Yeah.
Political banner.
Oh, was it a political banner? Yep. Okay, so what are we thinking? You're going to copy and paste the words political banner. Okay. It's the same thing. It's just photos from the news stories. So,
All right, well, I'm looking at it.
All right, no, I know.
How about a photo of him stealing the banner?
The thing about Troy's Googling is it takes just as long as... Remember, the old way to do it would be to try to find a newspaper in a library and look through it on one of those machines. Troy's actually able to do that a little bit quicker. He's more used to it.
Computer's working slow.
No, that's right. The computer's working slow, guys. It's a computer. Not operator error.
Look, come on.
No, I know. Cut you a little slack, right? It's getting a little ridiculous, isn't it?
This computer sucks.
That's the problem.
You see it. It's sitting here thinking.
No, I know. I wish
it does suck.
I wish that you would think as much as the computer does, though. You get that spinning wheel popping up in those eyeballs every now and then. I see it.
Hang on.
I see it.
If you guys want to come in here, we have the photo.
You got the photo in there?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
How come in there?
Is your computer much better?
No, I think they're all the same.
No, they're not. They're not. This one sucks.
What did you look up, Travis?
They put the worst. They put the worst one in here.
His name, political banner.
Oh,
I put Otto, North Korea.
But you know,
political.
All we're seeing is a bunch of pictures of the Simpsons bus drivers trying to steal a political banner.
He likes to get blotto.
Yeah, my name is Otto. Let me see that photo, young Anthony, or somebody. Yeah, it's you cannot tell. It's just a darkened figure.
I don't know. I still can't see it.
Why are you looking at Troy's monitor?
Right there.
Where?
He skipped it.
Yeah, jeez, I wouldn't see that.
That's the point. Yeah, it's just a dark figure reaching up in a hallway and pulling the banner down. So all we know is a person did it. We have the, but did they find it in his bag or anything?
That's I don't know.
I thought they found the banner in his bag because he was going to take it home. I don't know. Good work, Troy.
Did he have it in his bag? Yeah, I don't get that either.
You crushed it, bro. You crushed it. We got a bunch of stuff going on today. Tom Pop is he here?
I don't think so.
Oh, he's supposed to be.
Yeah, Tom is coming, and then we have Allison Brie and Mark Maron.
And I wanted to. Did you actually? I know you talked about it a little bit yesterday, but did you actually watch the Alex Jones interview?
The entire
the Megyn Kelly one?
No,
I watched it.
I didn't really. They said it didn't help her at all in the ratings. It's a bust.
It didn't help anybody. It's so fun. I want to talk about it, just because it's so funny the way that stuff.
She finished behind America's Funniest Home Videos.
That's a hilarious show.
It is funny. I mean, when it's Sunday.
Football to the groin. That's what America was saying. They were like, all right, we have Alex Jones explaining all the conspiracy theories. You can see the interview that everybody's talking about. Or football to the groin. Football to the groin.
I really think that. I forgot what I was going to say. It was just about America's Funniest Home Videos. God damn it.
It's a good show. I was reading an advanced copy of Chris Jericho's new book on the plane to St. Louis, and he was super pissed because he was supposed to be the host of the new America's Funniest Home Videos, but Carlton beat him out from Fresh Prince.
That's who's doing it?
I think so, right? Or do you,
Tom Berenger retired, right?
Bergeron, bro. Yeah. Bergeron.
Oh, that's Helen's cousin.
I'm not upset that I didn't know that.
Helen Bergeron?
Yes. You know what I forgot? She never should have left Fox.
Who, Megyn Kelly?
She had a good thing going there. Well, she was doing great. She did not need to. I'm telling you, sometimes you leave and you try to enter another arena. It's just stupid.
That's what I thought, too. I still think it remains to be seen based on what she does on the Today Show, but
it's only been 3 episodes.
Yeah. I'm.
You know, no one gives a shit about her. She's not special there.
No,
she was special on Fox. No one cares about this.
That Megyn Kelly is a real piece of ace.
She's sexy. But no one cares about her here.
No, you don't.
They cared about her on Fox.
Yeah, no, that's 100% right. That's 100. I mean, it's like Katie Couric leaving the Today Show. That was a colossal mistake on Katie Couric's part. She was like, I'm going to be the first female anchor for CBS Nightly News. And then CBS was like, for a season, yeah, goodbye. Enjoy Yahoo.
Is that where she is now?
That's her outlet.
She's at Yahoo?
She's at Yahoo. She was like...
You get all your news from like Yahoo Video, right?
Who the fuck goes to Yahoo? They probably paid her a lot of money, though. It's amazing that Yahoo is still a thing. I never think of Yahoo.
It's because of the great slogan. Yahoo!
Do people still go there? Like, do people still use it?
No, aren't they merging with Verizon?
Thank you.
Didn't Verizon buy them?
Troy sometimes still uses it to find things. He's like,
Troy's a big Yahoo guy.
I got to find this picture. Let me Yahoo it.
How many people, like AOL is still a thing? Like, who the fuck looks at them?
Older people. My dad uses his AOL.
Oh, he does?
He doesn't he uses like AOL.com and stuff like that. Yeah. I think, people just get set in their ways.
AOL seems so awful and old when you go in it.
Oh, I know. People still have Hotmail.
Hotmail's dope.
Oh, it is?
Nope.
At least Hotmail was never attached to anything other than it was just the mail. AOL
you mean
was a whole
because
thing.
it was a system?
Yeah, it was just like you went and got mail from Hotmail. It didn't mean anything.
Right.
AOL's a whole thing.
I just revamped NotSam.com on a GeoCities platform.
Oh, that's
so
good.
it should be pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of floating memes that go across the page. It's very, very 2017.
And we'll go back and we see that picture of that kid right there. 11-year-old boy was turning into stone until a surprise celebrity. All it is on AOL is teasers to get you click. It's all
Who's
click.
the surprise
and by
celebrity?
The way, look at that.
A stone boy.
It's all fake too. You can see that one over there. Sponsored links by Taboola. Like it's all fake like Facebook If you like this article, you'll love the top 5 reasons, and every single list is like, click to the next one, click. You have to click 200 times to get to what you want to see.
I want to know who the secret celebrity was.
That stopped this person from turning to stone?
Yeah, who was it?
I don't know. Who can reverse Medusa's curse and stop this boy from turning to
I'm
stone?
going to guess Angelina Jolie.
I'm going to guess this.
Or Danny Bonaducci.
Tom Bergeron?
Helen. He was born in Nepal. He initially looked like he just read
Danny Tamborelli. I did not see that one coming.
Something started happening. Let me see. Go up a little bit more. No, the other way.
Look at him.
The other way. Oh.
Looks like the Elephant Man.
I'm going to guess that's what it is. I can't. You have to go below, brother. I can't.
Sorry,
that's okay.
There's nothing there.
Continue reading on the next page.
It's bullshit. It's you're falling.
No,
for it.
continue.
No, continue on the next page. Then you have to click next, and it's not going to be on this.
Hardened
page.
black scales
he's falling
began to
for it.
grow on young.
Oh, they got you, dude.
Ramish's skin. No, this is it. His mother, quite understandably, is completely terrified. Can you imagine finding out such a thing? Oh wow.
This isn't it though. You're going to scroll down, and it's going to have you click to the next page.
Oh, I know.
again.
I know. This is how they do these things.
All right, so you go to the next page.
There's no reason to go to the next page.
Well, yeah, you got to find out who the secret celebrity was.
I want to see the
Never
celebrity.
satisfying to go to the next page. I know you don't want so much venom this early in the morning, Tom Papa.
Oh, hold on, Tom. Hold on.
Wrong.
I know. I know. But these clickbait things, they say, keep clicking, please keep clicking. If you want to figure out what we're talking about in this headline, just click again.
Why
clicking.
do they do that?
It's frustrating to get you to go through. And they're also hoping that you click the wrong button and just accidentally click an ad.
Well, it's also for views. Each page is a unique view.
And each time you click, there's a new ad?
There's another ad on each page.
Keep going down. Let's just keep
You're
going.
just trying to find out the celebrity.
Oh, my God.
It's still going. Okay, this is page 4.
I just want to see what the girl from Facts of Life looks like now.
That's exactly it.
Yes, that's it. We're on page 4. We're trying to click to page 5.
Oh my!
But generally speaking, I've done it even on my computer at home. Like, you can't get to the page because by the time you get there, there's so many ads and pop-ups that the memory on your computer is fried.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't even letting me.
Right. You got to.
Yeah, this is a.
And you just go like, oh, let me just click this apple cider vinegar then.
This should be called virus.com.
All right. Who is the celebrity? Go down. Just don't even.
Okay. Page 5. Oh, we're gonna have to click to the next page.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I've been through these, but they're annoying.
Do you do it? Do you do them though? To
Only
find your
when it's
answers?
a bunch of different pictures on each one. Like when each one has a different picture. Where are these celebrities? Like, yeah.
I like pictures.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my God! It was Joss Stone.
Oh, cool.
After 6
How ironic.
pages.
How ironic. The boy was turning to stone, and Joss Stone shows up.
But he wasn't.
That worked out nicely.
He wasn't turning to stone. They just said it because her name is Joss Stone, and it took us 6 pages.
He was turning to stone.
He wasn't.
It's exhausting.
You mean the girl?
He turned into a rock?
Yeah.
Like a real stone?
Surprised the rock didn't show up.
Oh, maybe it was the rock.
See, that would have been
clicking. Keep clicking.
Yeah, there must be another page here.
There's got to be another page.
This went to a different one. Now we're
After 6 pages, hey, remember that girl that did the White Stripes cover 15 years ago? It was her.
Wow, imagine if you're turning to stone and that's who shows up to help you. You're like, ugh.
Yeah, what the fuck? We have a celebrity here to visit.
If it was ELO, I turn to stone.
Yeah.
Now that you are gone.
Hey, listen, we know your son's dying. Bachman Turner Overdrive have agreed to do a show in Schenectady.
Oh my God! Oh, what an exhausting
I'm so sorry
exercise!
to have to come in after all that. You guys are so wiped out.
Well, welcome, Tom Papa.
Nice to see you guys.
We have to break because I'm going to eat and I'm going to go to the bathroom.
Well, that's good.
It's 9:10.
I'm sorry. I would have been here earlier. I was just the trains today. Am I right?
Is it the trains?
The 6 line. He can't make any stops.
Oh my!
Why?
Did you see the post that someone said you look like me?
Yes, I did.
That was a horrible picture of you.
Well,
it was bad for both of us. You look terrible, and then they said that you looking terrible looks more like me.
I decided to take it as a compliment because, your show business career is much better than mine. So I'll be the winner on that one.
I don't think it was about our careers as much as our foreheads.
Oh, we both have very big foreheads. That's not that cool.
Do you need to poop?
No, I have to pee, but I'm noticing the similarities.
Really?
Is that what you say to your kids? Like, before, Dad,
Need
I
to
have a
poop?
stomachache. Do you need to
Anybody
poop?
need to poop?
That's
Do you say that before you leave the house?
It's gonna be a long ride. You guys need to poop?
Do they ever go yes?
Yeah, you don't want to poop out there. They get a look in their eye like, yeah, I kind of do.
It's true. All right, do we go to the bathroom? And then they're back in like 30 seconds. You're like, I know what you did in there. Do you need to poop? Oh, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, let me go
Kids
back.
come back in 30 seconds either way. It's like,
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're so healthy. It's just like they poop like in 2 seconds. Don't even have to wipe. It's
how
so
old
clean.
are your kids?
15.
Oh, okay, right.
And 12.
How old is a kid when you can stop wiping their ass for them?
Around 18, 19.
Yeah, you haven't gotten there yet, but you'll get there.
We're getting close.
Yeah.
We're getting really close.
But how old are they?
How old do you really stop?
Yeah. What's the actual?
Like 4.
Okay.
You shouldn't be wiping their ass when they're going to school.
Right.
When they're going to kindergarten.
But up to 3 is okay?
Yeah, 3's okay. Not for you.
No.
But if
Right,
you have
you
your own
don't-
children.
Yeah.
You can't just wait in the bathroom for 3-year-olds to walk
I'm being
in.
helpful.
With a kid in Big Daddy, who was starting kindergarten, was very proud of himself for wiping his own ass. So...
In
that's-
Big Daddy?
Yeah, so that's kind of my parenting guide.
Was that a good movie? I hear they're making another one.
I don't know if
Made
they need to
enough
make it.
money.
Yeah, I thought Big Daddy was a good movie. I don't know that it is desperate for a sequel.
Well,
but I like the original one.
They hit the number, I guess.
I guess so.
It says you make another one. All right, so do you want to poop?
Yeah, I don't have to pee, but I'm going to eat.
All right.
And,
do you
just
poop here?
pee-pee.
Do you poop here?
Yes,
You will poop here.
if I have to.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's no choice.
It's kind of like pooping on a plane. You don't want to
I very
do it, but
rarely. I've only done that once or twice in all the times I've flown.
Is that right?
Shit, maybe twice on a plane
I have never
since
pooped on a
1997.
plane.
Really?
Not once, and I've been going forever. Not
Wow.
once. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a couple times there's no way to hold it. It was just too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've pooped on a plane.
I'm sorry to get into this conversation.
I don't
This was a
mind.
mistake.
Yeah.
Please, this is my wheelhouse.
Yeah. Finally. Poop. That's where I'm a Viking.
That Lufthansa flight I took, that first class flight.
Ooh.
The bathroom was huge.
Yeah.
Like I would have shit there.
I was jealous of that bathroom.
That was amazing, dude.
Yeah, you almost have to try just because you should.
That's bigger than the bathroom in my house.
That was a long,
Really?
Yeah.
beautiful bathroom.
Where were you going?
I was going overseas, landing in Norway, and it was the same because they fucked up and didn't book my flight on time.
Uh-huh.
There was no business class on the flight we needed, so I had to connect through Germany,
So
and
you
it was
had
the
to-
same price.
He had to sit in the bathroom the whole time. So there was no business class.
Yeah.
They were like, well, the bathroom's really spacious.
Yeah.
You were going to love... You have a middle seat for 15 hours to Germany, but you're going to love the bathroom.
Yeah, so Jim rode the plane like people who jump on the train that don't pay for it. They just jump in the bathroom for the entire trip.
Do they do that?
Yeah, that's what Jim did on the plane.
I've never pooped on a plane, not once. I'll poop in places that are like really awful, and you're like, why not add to this awfulness? Like
Sure.
a gas station.
Really?
Oh,
Like
that's interesting.
If you have to, like, if it's such a bad place, it's like, why not? I'm an animal like
Why
anybody
not?
else. But on an airplane,
So
yeah.
you don't want to ruin it for people. Like some people
Yes.
won't defecate in places that are gross because I don't know. I guess because it's an open hole and
It's
there's germs
disgusting.
and it's disgusting. But you are more likely to defecate in a disgusting place because you will add to the grossness.
Yeah, and on a plane, I feel like we're all in this together.
Right.
I'm gonna do my best not to add to this.
Would you shit on Seinfeld's private plane?
Oh my God, no,
No.
That's such close quarters.
On his private planes, when you do that, is it just you guys in that little bathroom? Is that door right in the back?
Yeah, it's just that little slidey door, and sometimes it doesn't stay closed, so you just want to be standing.
It's like bus rules. We just pee.
You don't want that door. You don't want them making a turn, the door sliding open, and you're there with a newspaper.
What's the longest flight you've taken on that private plane?
The longest I've gone on a private plane, I went to France. I went to
Why France?
and Germany.
What were you doing?
I was doing a it's what was it called? Timco, some international TV. When I was doing the marriage ref, they were going to go international with it, and we flew to Cannes, where if you're not cultured, you probably say Cannes.
I say cans.
Yeah, you say Cannes. I say Cannes.
Oh, I see.
I say Tour de France. And so we went all the way over to France.
You and Jerry on the private plane?
Me, Jerry, a couple other people.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but private
That's on a
plane's
big one. That's like a G4.
How comfortable was it?
Oh, my God.
Was it better than first class on a big plane?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because you stand up, you can walk around, you can just hang out. It's like, there's no, yeah.
Is there a bed on it?
Yeah, everything gets turned into a bed.
Oh, you can.
And we did sleep. Yeah, we did sleep on that one.
If you were a rapper, you would be the man.
That would be my name?
No. I'm just saying you'd be the man because like if a rapper was like, I just took a private jet to France.
Yeah.
Then that's like the shit right now. Because Paris is like awesome in rap right now.
Oh, yeah?
So if you took a private plane there, like you'd be like, everybody would be like, yeah, Tom Papa is the fucking man.
Wow.
How long the flight is, friends? 8 hours?
It was probably like 8.
So did you shit on that one? No?
I didn't shit on it.
What kind of food?
But it was,
He's
we were
never shit on a
sleeping.
plane.
I was very nervous because we were sleeping on it. And
sometimes you shit in your sleep?
He farts a lot.
Sometimes you fart. You're eating, air pressure, someone's farting.
Yeah.
And it's only like 4 people. And, all eyes point to me.
I wrapped the blanket around me, and then I smell, and I fucking gas into the blanket for the whole flight.
That's pretty good. I've been on first class or business class on American, and one time woke myself up by farting. I was like, whap, and I just kind of chuckled to myself, and then I realized, oh, I'm on a plane.
It's embarrassing.
I totally forgot.
Were you embarrassed?
I was embarrassed. There's a businessman like next to me, just like, you're not even supposed to be up here, are you?
Jim, do you ever worry that you're going to wet the bed when you fall asleep on planes?
Funny, no, because my sleep is not deep enough.
Oh, I see.
I've never thought I would piss myself. Although if it happened, it'd be a great story.
Yeah, it would be a great story.
Jim wets the bed still.
Sometimes.
Still?
He does.
I used to wet the bed when I was a kid, for like several years, like past when it should have been.
Oh, really?
I should have been doing it. Yeah.
Were you traumatized?
Yeah, I think I was freaked out as a kid.
Yeah,
yeah.
Edgar Teft.
I was definitely probably like between like up to like maybe second grade.
You were just
I used
nervous.
To sleepwalk. I was nervous. My dad was very loud and boisterous and strict, and I don't know. I was a mess at that point.
So you were so worried about your dad yelling at you that you would piss the bed and sleepwalk?
That I would either sleepwalk, and I was at my friend's house, and I woke up the next day and came down for breakfast. You know, sleep over at your friend's house, you're in your pajamas.
Sure.
And the whole family's looking at me in silence like, you're never sleeping here again. Because I had gotten up and just stood in the middle of the living room screaming.
Oh, my God.
Because you pissed?
I know, because I was sleepwalking.
He was just unresponsive, screaming, standing. Like, that's freaky.
And it's not your kid?
No.
They're like, you can't sleep here anymore.
Like, they can't touch you. They're not sure what to do with you.
It was bad.
And you just came in for Cheerios. Like, hey.
Hey, guys, that was great. Good morning. Love being here with you guys.
Did you know you were sleepwalking the night?
No.
They had to tell you?
Yeah, they told me. It was freaky.
Wow.
Yeah, that was those couple of years, like kindergarten through like second grade, I guess. I was a bit of a mess. Wetting my pants and sleeping through the night.
And sleepwalking and screaming?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then by the time you got to third grade, you were like, this isn't that big of a deal.
Third grade, I got my act together.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I'm all right.
Yeah.
No one's coming to get me.
Yeah. I'm cool. I'm Top Papa.
Did you see the picture that Edgar Teft tweeted?
Yes. I thought I didn't want to.
The Korean leader?
Yeah, I saw it. I thought we were just going to keep on rolling.
It's very funny.
It's that photo right there. Tom, that's
Kim Jong.
See, I don't know if you'll notice the.
Yeah, I see it.
Do you recognize the face?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't gonna.
That's a very good picture.
I wasn't gonna bring it up because the person whose face was used to replace Kim Jong Un, and really the commentary is how fat Kim Jong Un is. And like the face that's used to replace Kim Jong Un's is by a person who works here.
It fits perfectly.
Yeah, I know, but they would be so disappointed to find out that that's what was giving people laughs.
Yeah,
like that's even worse than making fun of my forehead by saying it looks like Tom Papa's forehead for both of us.
2 dolphin heads.
Yeah, like that's worse because it's like, look how fat and unattractive this person is.
Yeah, it's an awful shot.
Right? Yeah, it is. And what's the problem is like it's not a good. It's not a good face shot.
Like
either.
you look at that guy, and like if that was the leader, and it was that face on that body, and that was the leader, he would have his own plane, and he would just poop all over it.
Yeah,
he wouldn't even go in the bathroom.
He actually wouldn't even flush. He wouldn't have a hole.
No,
it would just be a thing he shit into that had no way of like having it sucked out.
There'd be like somebody there,
like a bucket,
who had to eat it before they landed.
That's what that face screams to you. Somebody who just shits everywhere and eats it.
Oh, completely. No, and he has like minions who have to eat it.
Just sits in the office shitting and making
on
his
the big
minions.
leather private jet chairs. He's just taking a poop.
Making his
I
minions
pooped
eat it.
again. Clean it. Clean it.
Oh, he wouldn't be happy about that.
I have my poops coming.
Oh, he looks
Good
really
news,
heavy.
everybody.
He looks very heavy there.
I'm about to poops.
Yeah.
I love the guys applauding behind him.
Well, yeah, they're applauding the poop.
Yeah. There's guys-
Yay!
But they love the leader in North Korea. Fuck.
Yeah, they do.
It's amazing. A whole culture brainwashed. It's like,
Yeah.
it's real
Like
brainwashing.
America, man.
It's not. No, it
You're
isn't.
brainwashed too.
No, it isn't like America.
All right,
is
we'll be
this-
back in a few minutes. We have Mark Maron and Allison Brie.
By the way,
Time to poop.
Tom Papa is going to be doing Come to Papa Live tonight at the Comedy Cellar.
right.
Yeah, Jimmy's on the show.
Yes, I am.
The return of Jim Norton.
I want to print out the script here because my printer's not working properly.
Oh.
That's a little backstage trivia. This is director's commentary about Come to Papa Live.
If I didn't say that right now, I would have forgotten. Yeah, and I'm going to L.A. to do that. This is not happening on Thursday night, 9:30 at Cheetahs. Just go to my Twitter and you scroll through. You can see a link to it. Just put Norton in the info. You can get free tickets for that.
That's
Watch
a
out.
fun show.
It's a really fun show. Louis Anderson did it last night. Dan Soder's doing it tomorrow.
If you go
I
to
did the
Compton,
last
you'll
two
never come back.
seasons.
You did.
Yeah. It was
It's a fun.
great.
How long is the story?
It's a cool little strip club. It's a nice place.
How long should the story be?
As
40
long as you
minutes?
want. I would go like 12.
Mine is about.
That's about that. Would be good. Because then they don't have to cut it up too much. And they'll put it on whatever, even if it's long, they'll put it full length on YouTube anyway, which is where most people will see it. So it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Totally
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, and then it starts floating around Facebook forever.
Oh, I'm going to Pittsburgh soon too.
There are other guests coming in?
Yes, there are.
Really?
At in a little while, in an hour or so, Mark Maron.
How long is the show?
We do a 3-hour show.
I thought it went till 10.
Till 11.
I'm going to have to go.
Yeah, you.
Who's coming in?
Mark Maron and Allison Brie.
Oh.
Right, but Mark Maron too. Yeah, so both
Who's coming first?
both at the same time. They're
What?
on,
Because they're doing that wrestling show?
the Glow.
That's so upsetting that Mark Maron is like traveling around with Allison. She's like a dream.
Right.
And he's a nightmare. Oh, I'm so jealous.
Yeah, but we go till 11 here.
All right, so we should definitely poop now.
We'll poop now.
We go to 11?
We go till 11.
8 to 11.
Oh, my whole schedule's messed up.
8 to 11.
Yeah.
Oh. That's nice. You don't
Yeah.
have to get up so early anymore.
Right, it's not as bad.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right, be right back.
In the morning.
Sweat, baby, sweat.
What are you eating?
Peanut butter bagel.
Oh,
That really looks good too.
that's a good thing to eat on air. Peanut butter bagel.
You guys take it for a second.
I'm chewing and swallowing.
So they're changing Sean Spicer's role. He's not going to be the spokesman anymore?
Well,
Yeah.
the story that they're pushing out there is he's tired of it. He's tired of being at the podium. He's tired of taking all the shit, and he wants to move on to something else.
Maybe that's partially true.
It's not.
You think he wants to keep in his job?
Yeah. No, they realize he's a complete buffoon and is only making things worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that he really enjoys the spotlight.
How can you do that job better, though? I mean,
Oh, you mean because of...
he's under fire every time he walks out there.
Yeah.
He is, but he says a lot of dumb shit.
He does.
Yeah, he makes a lot of mistakes, stupid, avoidable things. He said a few things that you're like, that wasn't necessary.
Right.
Yeah,
He gets pissy.
It's not just that he's
very
Trump's.
pissy. He's very combative.
He hid from reporters in the
He
bushes.
just yells at everybody.
Yeah.
Someone's asking about this. Do you know about this, Tom? I don't know about Trump's angry letter to Seinfeld.
I don't know about
Hold on, I'll ask this guy. Michael?
Tom Papa is not
guys,
his
how are you?
brother's keeper.
Hey.
Hey, I actually just tweeted at you too. It's old. It's from like 2011,
Oh,
but there was
wow.
an article I saw going around where I guess Jerry backed out of something for one of Trump's kids, and Trump did one of the "I agreed to do your failing show, the marriage ref," and talked a bunch of shit.
Right, I do remember this.
Failing show. That was a great
I
show.
do remember this. Trump gets nasty quickly. Let's see what it says.
It's a long letter.
Can you make it bigger?
He has no idea how.
No, I have to save it. The whole
Oh,
thing.
jeez. You don't need it bigger.
It's a whole to-do, isn't
Oh,
it, Troy?
jeez. Now we're in Outlook. Now we got Microsoft Office going.
Oh, he's going to change the file name, but he can't spell.
He's
for
trying
shit.
to work with the fonts. Now we're, oh my God.
He just spelled-
Now we're at the home page.
He spelled Trump
Letter,
PH.
right there.
Makes no sense.
It wants you to upgrade.
Yeah, and you got to take out the large on
the
it.
operating system.
Oh, my God.
Oh my God. It's asking for a new password
Yes,
with 6
save it.
capital letters.
Okay, now you do that and you zoom
We're just
in.
trying to
Now
read a
it's
letter from
zoom in.
2011.
Oh, it's so old.
Oh, my God.
Oh my! Now it's too
Perfect.
big.
It's blurry.
Okay, April 29th. Dear Jerry, I just learned that you canceled a show for my son's charity, the Eric Trump Foundation, which benefits the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, and then he writes children with cancer. Because of the fact you think I am being very aggressive with respect to President Obama, who is doing an absolutely terrible job as our leader. Just look at Libya, our economy, gas, food, and clothing prices, and maybe you'll understand what's going on! Exclamation point. Thank you, Michael. We don't care that you broke your commitment, even though the children of St. Jude are very disappointed, and despite the fact that your manager clearly stated that you are truly a man of his word. Brett Michaels, disgusted by what happened, is taking over. What I do feel badly about is I agreed to do and did your failed show, The Marriage Ref, even though I thought it was an absolutely terrible. I was embarrassed after having watched the first couple of episodes.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Hold on, I think I tripped on that. Well, I do feel badly about. What I do feel badly about is that I agreed to do and did your failed show, The Marriage Ref, even though I thought it was absolutely terrible and was embarrassed after having watched the first couple of episodes.
Jim.
Hold on, this is funny. Despite its poor rating,
Oh, no.
I didn't cancel on you like you canceled on my son in St. Jude. I only wish I did. You should be ashamed of yourself! Exclamation point.
I don't.
Wow.
Do you?
Wow, that's humiliating.
Do you remember?
I remember
Tom was the host of The Marriage Ref.
No, that's quite all right.
That was Tom's.
I was on with Donald Trump.
That was Tom's show.
That's right. He probably didn't mean you.
That was Tom's show.
No, I was just the host of it. I was just the main part.
But
of
I mean,
it.
I don't know why Jim.
Oh no! He was just saying
the
this.
host.
He was just saying that he thought it was terrible. It's not a big
He
deal.
says a lot of things like that, though, right?
I just don't know why Jim had to reiterate that part.
I forgot.
I mean, that's not.
It was a little weird. That's the only part he reread.
What?
Right.
Absolutely terrible. Listen, I actually don't remember. I remember you guys had Madonna. You had Oprah on, right? Or no, you did Oprah.
I was on Oprah.
I love that you tried to give her. You gave her a hug and she was uncomfortable with it.
She was?
Yes.
Oh no!
I didn't know what to do. It was an awful day.
You were like, "I've arrived. It's time for me to hug Oprah." And
Well,
Oprah
first
was
of all,
like,
there was a snowstorm. There was a huge snowstorm, and we had to get there to do Oprah the next morning. And
was it a last minute booking?
No, but the storm was last minute. So we were taping an episode of The Marriage Ref, and in the middle of taping, they come up and they say, "You're going to have to fly out tonight for Oprah. We're going to fly out in the morning, but there's a huge storm coming. You've got to leave as soon as we're done taping. You got to get on the plane and go." And private, of course. And so my wife just packed me a bag and ran it up to the studio, and she forgot my toiletries. So I wake up in the morning, we fly, we get through past the storm. We wake up the next morning, like 6 o'clock in the morning to go do the show. I have no deodorant.
Oh no, you're gonna stink when you meet Oprah.
I am going to do Oprah, and I have no deodorant.
So wait, why didn't you just order? I'm sure you're in what hotel are we in?
It was the Peninsula Hotel.
Okay, that's an amazing hotel.
Amazing.
They have
hotel.
deodorant.
I should have just called down. But
Front desk.
I
Or
know.
go to the gift shop. They got deodorant in the gift shop.
These are all good points.
What time did you wake up in the morning?
These are all good points. I woke up and had a half hour to get into the lobby.
That fast, huh?
Yeah, and didn't realize until I'm just taking my time, getting ready, and now I've got like 5 minutes
What
to go
about
to the
toothbrush?
lobby, and I realize, oh my God, I don't have deodorant.
Deodorant.
You
I'll
brush
get
your
it at
teeth?
I think I did brush my teeth, or at least mouthwash. But I'm thinking I'll just get deodorant at the Oprah show. It's the Oprah show. They'll have everything at the Oprah show.
Did they have everything?
They did not have everything.
Oh, no.
They did not.
They expect guests to use their own deodorant at home.
They expect you to clean yourself off at home.
Yeah.
And I come in my suit and my tie, and I'm just freaking out because I feel myself sweating already.
Right, because you got the TV light, you got the shirt,
This is before.
the jacket,
This is like backstage,
and now
I'm-
you're nervous because there's no deodorant.
Were you
Exactly.
Were you nervous
All
when
I'm
you
thinking about is my armpits.
Were you nervous that you're going on Oprah with Seinfeld?
I wasn't that nervous about that part of it.
Were you nervous that you were going on Oprah stinking?
I was nervous that I was going to be there with big circles under my armpits through the suit.
Through your suit, which means there's so much sweat.
So I'm panicking and I'm backstage and I'm asking the wardrobe guy, is there any deodorant? And he's like, what? No one's ever asked that question, you moron. And I'm like, geez. And he's trying to find some. I'm literally putting paper towels in my armpits.
Oh my God!
To try and stop this horrible situation.
You should have really went in the lobby of the other hotel.
And yeah, I should.
That's where. Yeah,
I should have called down and said I am a guest here and bring it up. But I don't know. Maybe I was more freaked out than I thought.
The Peninsula would have done that for you. It's an A hotel. One
of the best hotels in the country. So I'm just freaking out. I'm thinking about my armpits, and you can't say to Jerry. You know, he's like, he's rolling the dice on me and he's introducing me on Oprah to the country. I can't be like, I forgot my deodorant.
Oh, that's so funny. He's rolling up. He's like, Tom, I love you, buddy, and it's time we take you to the next level of your career. I'm going to bring you up here. And you're like, cool, are you bringing deodorant? Because I don't have any.
What's that sticking out of your shirt? Oh, those are my armpit towels.
Those are newspapers.
Oh, so then Oprah comes around and is saying her quick hellos before the show backstage. And she comes in and she hugs Jerry's wife. Oh, Jerry! Hugs Jerry. Oh, gives him a big hug and turns to me. And I'm like, hey. And I just go in for the hug like everybody else is with my armpits. And she's like, you can tell in her face, it's like, no, you don't hug Oprah. Oh.
We're too close.
I've got my head on her breast, and I'm just like, I know she doesn't want to hug me.
You don't think she wanted to hug you?
No, she didn't. She like went for the handshake, and I went past it and hugged her. Oh. I didn't earn the hug, but I figured I'm in the company of huggers. I should be able to hug.
Right, but she knew right away you were feeling overly familiar.
And I just panicked. I don't want anyone to see my pits. And I hug her.
She just wanted a handshake.
Oh, it was terrible.
So what happened? You hug her, and then you guys go out together.
So then we went out and did the show.
Wait, did you go out first, or did Seinfeld go out first?
Seinfeld went out first. He sat there and did his thing, and then they brought me out.
Did he get big laughs?
Yeah, pretty good. It's a very giving environment. It's like a church. Is the best way to describe it. It looked like a church, like a modern day church, like the cool style.
Right.
And it's kind of half in the round almost, it felt like.
Yeah.
And it's just filled with women, middle-aged women who have been waiting for this moment for years. They get their tickets 2 years in advance.
Do they really?
They come from all over the country. It's
2 years?
So it's like the
going
Vatican.
to Mecca. It's like the Vatican. It's no joke. There is a, I mean, you've done a lot of TV shows. There's an energy. There's like chaos backstage. It's peaceful. There's one guy backstage, directs you, Mr. Papa, come in. Okay, you're going to go on here. It's like nobody's like running around.
There's nothing crazy.
Just dialed in. She knows exactly what she's doing. It's just it's the top. It's the top. And you walk out there and there's this reverence that the audience had for her that was just unlike anything I ever felt. It was just, if she says this is good, it is good. If she laughs, they laugh. It's just that kind of a thing.
So did you make her laugh?
Yeah. So I did all right on the show. Like I came out and
you just need to pop Oprah, and then if Oprah laughs, then the audience laughs.
Just work on Oprah.
So that's your audience.
Yeah.
Is Oprah.
Just work on Oprah. It wasn't the best segment. I mean, Trump isn't wrong. There's weird stuff. They're showing a video of like a married couple, and then we have to come up with jokes about it. And
wait, on the show or on that?
On the show, they did like that became a thing like in the publicity tour of the marriage ref. Okay, well we've got the marriage ref. We've got Bob and Carol here. They're going to show you their problem.
Oh, they're just showing you live. They just show for the first time. You're seeing it in front of an audience.
Yeah, and they showed us like a couple in Ohio who's fighting over who's going to clean up after the dog. And okay, marriage ref, what do you think about that? And
I don't know. I guess they should clean up after their dog.
Yeah,
yeah. You just had to come up with stuff and try and be funny about it. And
did you have any lines?
Probably, as a comedian, you're never happy with a TV spot anyway.
Was Jerry riffing funny lines too?
Yeah, and Jerry was doing it too. We're just standing out there in suits. And keep in mind, I still have no deodorant. I am sitting on the Oprah show in that environment doing my best with towels under my
Wait, they didn't
shirt.
show you the video first?
I don't believe they did. No.
Oh.
You left the towels under your arms while you were on stage?
Yes, and now you don't want them to fall out.
Right.
You don't want it to creep into the middle of your shirt.
Or
you don't want
crinkle
it to,
noises.
Or, you know, you're moving right. You don't want it to come down your sleeve.
You just have armpit
I'm
sweat
just
paper
keeping
towels.
my arms in like a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
I want to go back and watch it now so I can watch it.
It's so bad.
Trying not to move your armpits.
So then at the end of the show, she came to me and gave me a hug.
Oh, so you were like, oh.
I was like, it was like she came and just gave me, and getting a hug from Oprah.
You were like, this is what it was supposed to feel like before.
Exactly.
Right.
Before it felt like I was at the Vatican, like in my bathing suit, like totally inappropriate. And then when she came to hug, it was like the Pope coming and giving you a hug. It was like,
right.
Oh, I just want to stay
here.
in this hug forever. She's such a presence,
right?
You know? She's such a dominant, loving presence.
No, you gotta try putting.
Oh, Geraldo.
Put Oprah, marriage ref. Put Tom Papa, Seinfeld, Oprah.
Try and find.
It's funny that
Can you find Trump on marriage ref?
Oh yeah, let's find that.
If you could find Trump, that would be cool.
It's funny though that they made you. That's basically what they do with like the not Oprah, just Trump on
Trump
the marriage
on
ref.
Oprah.
He wrote Trump.
That
Trump
Geraldo one was great. It was me, Greg Giraldo, and Gwyneth Paltrow, and Seinfeld.
Oh,
and Greg and I, we did our first set together, and then now we're sitting in.
Did you really?
Now I'm sitting on this TV show with these huge stars, and it's just me and Greg looking at each other like, how the hell did this happen?
That's awesome.
Look
It's funny that they would treat you the way they treat like the Shark Tank guys now. Like wherever the Shark Tank guys go,
Yeah.
we got our producer here who's got an invention he wants to pitch to you. You have to do the marriage ref thing everywhere you go.
The funny thing about this, you could see there's Trump, and there's me standing next to him. This was tough to book this show. This was why the show failed.
Why?
In the first season, it was Jerry's Rolodex. It was Madonna. It was Larry David. It was Ricky Gervais. It was all these huge
he got
stars.
everyone on, right?
Everyone. And then the network thought, well, that's what the show's going to be. It's going to be
Giant celebrities.
A-list celebrities. And you can't book a show like that. 3 guests every episode. So here, look, we have Donald Trump, Gloria Estefan, and somebody else.
Gloria Estefan?
Yeah.
For what?
Because you couldn't find anyone else.
You run out.
You ran out. You
and
needed
Donald
3
Trump is probably
people.
doing the show thinking like, oh, who's going to be on with me? I've heard they've had Madonna. I've heard.
And he's not wrong. I mean, the end of this, critics were attacking the show because they thought it was Seinfeld's return to comedy, and it, wasn't.
Was Jerry on every episode or no?
No. But it was supposed to be a quiet little Sunday night
just like a
show
little,
at 7 o'clock about marriage.
Half talk
But then
show,
when
half game show
But then
thing.
when Leno's show crapped out, the 10 o'clock primetime show, they had to fill all these 10 o'clock spots all week. And they made it Jerry Seinfeld's return to Thursday nights. And, all of a sudden, the light was just shined on this show. And they started advertising it like, Jerry's back. It must see TV, and it's not. We didn't even know if it was a show yet.
It's just Sunday Fun Day.
It's just, let's talk to married people.
Yeah.
And then it became like this expectation of it being this great show, and it wasn't.
And they see you and not Jerry. They're like, where's Jerry?
Yeah, they didn't even put me in the promos. They literally...
Really?
They ran so many promos for this show leading up to it during the Winter Olympics. We aired after the Winter Olympics. Every time NBC, they just get monotonous. They would just run a marriage ref after every break. I don't think my face was ever in it. At one time, my wife and I would joke because they would cut and they would just see my hands, like grabbing each other, like in a prayer kind of thing. That was the only thing. Like, they would show Jerry, they would never show me. They just were trying to sell Seinfeld.
That's really cheesy.
It's really cheesy.
It's totally cheesy, but in a way... It was a blessing because when they attacked it, they didn't attack me. It was like I wasn't even there.
Go find the Trump. Go find the Trump. I want to see the Trump one. Let's play that for a second.
Yeah, that's.
He just got a laugh. What was his laugh? Can you go back just a hair?
The issue here is, what are the rights of the wife in the passenger seat? Did you notice the sad panda up on the dashboard? Like saying, there it is. There it is. Could we please just be T-boned by an 18-wheeler so you could put me out of my misery? The other thing I was thinking about was the GPS lady's voice versus her voice.
Where's Trump?
And what a horrible GPS voice she would make. Yeah. Edith Bunker in your ear for 20. Turn right, you putz. What are you doing?
That is my life up there.
That is your life?
Unless you put in your zip code and what color underwear you're wearing, you are not going to get to the right place. I guarantee you.
Donald Trump.
She's good.
Yeah.
I don't picture you driving.
Oh, it was your laugh.
I don't picture you driving. It was my laugh.
It was your laugh.
That was funny.
But you must do it.
Well, actually, I love to do it. I love to drive. I consider it a great honor to drive. I really do like it.
An honor.
Not really golf. We're not talking about golf. We're talking about driving an automobile. Yeah. And to be fair to Donald, he is driving inside of his house.
That's funny.
His GPS is turned right.
Donald only laughs at jokes about himself if the punchline is "you're very rich."
Yeah.
What was weird about this, because you see he's right next to me. There's three people, and he's right next to me. And anytime he would make a joke about a woman's breasts, like that was his go-to, like making fun of like whatever they looked like, and which was fine. You know, you're trying to get laughs on the show. You're not a comedian. That's fine. But the creepy part, he would make the joke, and then he would look at me and give me a wink. He would like wink at me.
That's my titty guy over there, Tom Papa.
It wasn't.
My titty guy knows what I'm talking about.
Killing.
That's my titty guy.
We're killing. And it was just for me. It felt such like a creepy little date rape moment.
Like your uncle.
Yeah.
Let me see more. This is fun.
Did you like Gloria Estefan's contribution there?
No, I didn't.
I use GPS.
Yeah.
Gloria.
This is 2011. He walked in. I remember him walking in. He's an imposing guy. He's tall.
Yeah.
He's a dominant guy.
He's a billionaire.
Yeah, and he's rich, and you know him for your whole life. You just see his name on everything and everywhere. And he walked in. He was like, "We're going to do great tonight. We're going to get great ratings. We're going to get great." Like he was still his mantra about getting great ratings and killing and doing all that stuff. That's how he walked in. I remember distinctly.
And he was saying stuff like that.
Yeah, he was like, "We're going to do great tonight. We're going to do great. Nice to meet you." And I would met him before the show started, and button down, suit and tie. Nice to meet you. We're going to do great tonight. We're going to do great ratings tonight. Wait till you see tomorrow. We're going to do great ratings. It was like,
wow.
Yeah, it was obsessed. Obsessed.
Not that
seems like
dining
another
room. Go to the main
lifetime
dining
ago.
room with the Tiffany chandelier. Thank you.
I'm just fake
I
laughing.
love this moment. This is a classic husband move right here.
All over. Make a right. What are you waiting for? What the heck are you doing? I said a right, not a left.
There's other right.
Fellas, do you ever turn the wrong way just to aggravate your
Gloria.
wife?
I wouldn't do that. I don't have the courage to do it. No, I would just generally try and go to where I'm going.
Where does Donald Trump go?
I'm trying to do a comedy show, and that's what I'm getting. It was a rough show.
You know, this veteran from Korea or Vietnam. Right. He comes home.
Corolla's helping you out.
Corolla's got some comedy chops.
Not this. No, he
But then
was
trying
Donald
to do
Trump-
a comedy show with Gloria Estefan.
Yeah, Donald Trump-
How's that going to be
But
successful?
honestly, this right now is not bad, though. I mean, like, everyone's getting laughs. It's not like bombing.
Well, Gloria Estefan's not getting laughs.
She just did. She got a little laugh.
Yeah. She's not that
She got a
good.
titter.
She can drive when I'm not in the car with
There
her
you go.
boyfriend or whatever. Not with me.
There you go.
No. Even if she does drive and I'm
Is
in
that
the
your TV
passenger
laugh?
seat, I will
I
still
laugh like
reach
that all the
over and
time.
do it.
It's not good for
Do the
TV.
fake
Isn't?
No, I do it all the time.
It's not fake. I'll get a
The
foot,
leg goes
a
over.
foot and a arm over. Yeah.
It's just not
It is a
good
very
for it.
male-female thing. Whenever I need a fact, I go to our very own Just the Facts ma'am from NBC News, the
That was a
lovely
mistake.
Natalie Morales, everyone.
This is a mistake.
Why? She's needed.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Throw a little more comedy into the mix.
Yeah, let's bring in Natalie Morales.
Yeah, let's get some more laughs going.
Another laugh, another go-to.
What are you asking her? Go back.
More comedy gold.
Why are you going to this lady?
She's Natalie Morales.
They
She's
felt
from
like
the
you
Today
needed a
Show.
girl on the set.
The leg goes over.
Did they really?
Arm
Yeah.
over. Yeah.
Those
It is a
assholes.
very male-female.
Gloria
Whenever I need a
Estefan wasn't
fact,
enough
I go to our very own
estrogen?
Just the Facts ma'am from NBC News,
Just
the
the
lovely
facts, ma'am.
Natalie Morales, everyone. Hi, Natalie.
She's pretty.
Sure.
Natalie, it is an age-old argument, but is he right? Do men know their way around better than women?
Well, actually, Tom, studies show that men actually do have a better sense of direction than women.
Oh.
So there you go. A nice fact
It
to
feels
come
like I
back
have
to
a joke
you.
in my pocket.
Millions of men that are out there watching this, I'm not going to overly celebrate. So if that is true, Gloria,
Yes.
I will be yelling.
Because men, if you just happen to be differing with them, automatically call it yelling.
I'll give you the real answer. You're captive.
See, that's not funny.
Right, locked in a steel cage. Because at home, it's like this. Yeah, I'll take the garbage. Yeah, okay, I'll do it. Yeah, no, I'll call it. Yeah, I'll call the guy. Let me get some air over here. That's what you
Stop
do
it,
at
Jimmy.
home.
I can't take it.
That one moment in time.
Did you notice?
Corolla's good though.
Corolla's great.
Corolla's dude. He's good. It's
But what
just,
about
you
Gloria
know,
Estefan?
An hour of this?
This was an hour show.
Yes. Rough.
No, it's not bad. Honestly, I expected it to be bad. It's fine.
Well, what'd you
It
think
was
of-
fine. Look, married couples having something like to see other married couples fighting, like they still kind of crave that kind of a thing. But it was too many moving parts. There shouldn't have been a fax lady. You shouldn't have had these people.
No.
You should have 3 regular people. 3
Or
pretty
Ace,
decent
one
fu-
celebrity who's funny.
Yeah, just a couple funny
Like
people.
Gloria Estefan?
No, I would probably have chosen her.
You didn't need that.
You think there were problems with the booking, Jim?
Yep.
What would you say is the one component
weird.
on this episode that you would probably replace?
I would say for the booking,
Yeah.
Gloria Stefan, I would replace.
It's so bizarre. I'm sitting there with Donald Trump. It doesn't make sense.
That's amazing.
It's like it's a different guy, though. It's like it's a right.
Like you don't when you look at him,
you don't think of
now.
him
You don't think of him as the guy that you
as the president of the
interacted
United
with.
No,
right.
This is the TV guy.
Because the goof that I interacted with couldn't possibly be the president. Now.
No, but he is very serious. I don't know. He was
is.
dominant, though. I mean, when the guy walks in the room, it's no joke. Like he takes over.
Does he?
Yeah, he's like he's
sitting
over
there.
6 foot.
Like, do you want to host tonight, or do you want to be on the panel or host or whatever?
He's
if you
all
want
coiffed. He comes with makeup ready. The guy was like, he was made to dominate TV.
Just to present.
Yes.
He's a presenter.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was yelling. Marin's here, so he's just going to come in.
Oh, great.
So we should.
So where should I? They're going to sit together, right?
No, they don't have to sit together.
Okay.
I don't think they do. Mark can sit right here.
I thought Allison was going to be over there.
Well, or you can just move down. If
All right, you
want.
can move Tom down if
And
you want.
that way they can sit together.
All right, you want to do that?
Yeah, that makes more sense.
All right, put Tom on mic 2. Then up.
Oh, that's
Boom.
weird. I can't believe you found it. Thanks for showing me that. I didn't know there was footage of me and Trump.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
I think it was cool if I had footage of myself with
the press,
with the president. I mean,
I don't.
Maybe if you weren't in a yellow shirt.
Put your mic back. So, all right. Well, so what was it? What was a bad episode? I didn't think that was bad.
What about the Gloria Estefan part?
I didn't think she was very good.
No, I didn't think so either.
It was hard. You had 3 people, and the show was, it wasn't like it was a runaway hit. So to get people to do the show was
How was Madonna?
difficult. Amazing.
She was great.
Oh my God, that was like the best. So when I'm standing on stage with Ricky Gervais and Madonna and
Natalie Morales,
Larry David.
Oh, wow! That was one episode.
That was one episode. That was.
But you're
a
almost
killer.
blowing your wad there. Like
Totally.
Almost.
it's too much. It's too much.
Yeah.
You need one of those and one other person and you.
Right.
That would have been better. It's just a little low key, or even a married couple. There should have been a little bit less celebrity. Too much celebrity is overwhelming.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. And it became impossible to book, and But there was look, it was a fun ride. I'd never been on something like that before. I wish I had more control over it. I wish I could have done some stuff, and I wish they had made it more my show. But like I said, they just showed my hands.
How many episodes did they have?
We did 2 seasons.
Oh, you did do 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a good run.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
I've been watching all the game shows now. They're all, I guess because they're cheap to make, all the game shows are coming back.
Yeah,
They're doing all like...
Tell the Truth. And
yeah, I haven't watched the new To Tell the Truth yet, but I watched like Michael Strahan hosts the $100,000 Pyramid now. They don't even come up with new games. Yeah,
the Match
I
Game.
watch Match Game all the time.
I was thinking, like, why don't they come up with new games?
No, they just use the old ones.
Yeah, it's like...
Yeah.
There should be some new thing.
Alec Baldwin does a pretty good job hosting Match Game.
I don't watch any of the games. I know Family Feud is big again. I don't care about anything.
I saw they did Celebrity Family Feud.
Yes.
They did, Amy did it. Amy
That's
Schumer.
what I saw on her Instagram.
It was Amy Schumer versus Kelly Clarkson in
Jimmy,
Celebrity.
would you host a game show?
I would host a white supremacist show. I would host a show on pedophilia. I would host a bowling show.
As long as they paid you?
I would host for free. I would host any show. I host this show.
Good point.
Yeah, I watch all those game shows.
You did,
I
right?
do. I like them.
I watched Jeopardy when I was getting ready before a show last week. Like I'm in the hotel and I just have Jeopardy on.
I watch Jeopardy.
I don't know any of the answers.
See, that's what I was saying. Like last week, like if you watch enough, like if you start watching regularly, they'll sometimes have categories that like the dorks on the show don't know the answers to, but you'll be able to clean up. Like
okay.
They did like with the clue was it was. I don't remember. The answer was, what is athlete's foot? And the question was about tough actin, tenactin. And I was like, yeah, I know the answer to that one.
Right.
Or like,
so it's like doing a crossword puzzle. Like you get good at the actual game part of it.
Right. Or they have like they did an episode where a full category was Tom Hanks movies. And I was like, yeah, I can dominate Tom Hanks movies.
That's
like,
pretty good. But I am like anything about history or geography. I'm just like, how do these guys know these answers?
Did I tell you tough acting, tenactin that I walk around my house sometimes just saying that in a Chicago accent?
What does it sound like?
It's really bad.
Like, what does it sound like?
I don't
want
to do it. It's embarrassing.
Come on, do it.
Well, what is it? I don't know what a Chicago accent sounds like.
Tough acting, tenactin. I just thought of that one day, and it just stuck with me.
Right accent.
Hey, man.
Hey, it's Mark Maron.
Jim was just doing a great impression that you shouldn't miss.
I just literally I was saying that I woke up and I think about like that tough acting tenactin commercial.
Yeah.
I for some reason can't stop saying that in a Chicago accent around my house. Tough acting tenactin.
Oh.
It's mental illness.
Just says it.
Have you used the product? Do you
I don't think I've ever used
athlete's
it.
foot
No,
or scratchy balls or anything?
No, I use something. No, maybe I have actually. Gold Bond for my bag.
Is that right?
But how do you deal with the actual fungus? Is what I'm saying. The Gold Bond just keeps you dry, but once you have the fungus, you got to make some decisions.
I think it's a lifetime friend.
Lotrimin is good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you get fungus?
I'm a bit fungal. Yeah, okay. I get a little itchiness here and there.
Right.
Because I sweat a lot and my balls are huge.
Do you have big balls?
It's a bad combination.
No, I don't.
That's funny.
I don't. Do you?
No, my balls are tiny.
Yeah, mine too. I get like I'm waiting for them to drop. I thought that was supposed to happen when you're like 14. But
I have a fucking hornet's nest bag. It's fucking awful.
I figured I'd get this out of my system before Allison came in.
Yeah.
Before my co-star Allison Brie comes in, I get the balls talk and the fungus talk out of the way.
Right.
So jealous you're
Are you a sweaty guy?
Brie.
Yeah, I've always been sweaty. Less sweaty now. Like I think a lot of it had to do with nerves. But I was that kid like in 7th grade. I was the first one of my generation to have pit stains, like prematurely. Like I was always the guy like 7th, 8th grade, no athletics, just pit stains,
just the sweat part.
It was a horrible curse, Jim, because I thought it was clinical. It was embarrassing. I went to special doctors. I put special shit under my arms, so I would sweat all the time in 7th grade because it has an impact then.
Sure.
You know? And there was talk of surgery to have my armpits removed. I wish I was kidding.
Your mom brought you in to like it because you're
it was just like it was so fucking embarrassing that But I tried to do, and then eventually I just at some point I think as a reaction I just stopped using any sort of deodorant.
Oh no!
And you should embrace your smell and don't be ashamed of it.
Do you wear it now?
No, I'm not wearing anything now. Just I still use patchouli oil, but that's a whole other conversation.
Does that help with sweating? Does that help with?
No, it does not. Nothing to stop me from sweating, but I like the smell of patchouli because I'm just a little hippie girl inside.
I do like when you drift by.
You're right, don't you?
I do.
It's
I love
nice.
that smell. I know.
It throws people off sometimes. They're all of a sudden like, I want to fuck. Oh, it's Mark.
It is a
So
nice.
you don't wear any deodorant?
Yeah, why'd
You'll
you
go
stop
up on
wearing
stage
deodorant?
and just sweat?
What do you mean? It doesn't stop me from sweating. That's the whole point. Is that all the stuff that I tried when I was a kid, it didn't stop. And I think a lot of it was nerves or anxiety related, and I sweat a lot less. Like I was just I was over to Today's show. I was dry as hell.
Really?
Well, it was a low pressure situation. There's 3 people. There's 3 on my side. I'm like, if I get one line in, that's gonna be great. So I'll just wait it out.
Do you I hate doing those like Today's Show is a different level. But like when you're on the road doing those morning news shows.
Radio?
No, the morning news shows.
Oh, the local
TV
ones?
Oh.
Where you walk into, you're like, this is a studio? It looks like the high school communications department where they have one camera. You know what the saddest thing is? I did one of those in, I can't remember, I think it was Seattle or Portland, and a guy comes up to me. It wasn't sad. I can't see this as a tragic thing, but it was a local news show that I was doing a spot on. I wish I could remember what town. And one of the camera guys comes up to me and goes, "Hey, man, how you doing? Remember me?" And I'm like, kinda. He's like, "Charlie Laporte." It was like this dude. Charlie, what was his name? Charlie. It wasn't Laporte. It was Maybe it was. He was a comic back in the 80s. He used to do the nunchuck bit. He was a little Asian guy. He did the nunchuck bit and the dubbing bit, where the Asian movies.
Right.
And
your mouth keeps going.
Yeah, and then you're like, how's it going? That whole bit.
Yeah.
But I remember him. He was a Comedy Store guy, and now he's a cameraman up at a local station. And you know what? Seems happier.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably
Don't you get that thing where you see guys that quit? You're like, oh, you got out. You lucky fuck. How's it going? You relaxed? Yeah, it's great. I'm having a nice time. You have a life? Yeah, I have a life. Do you ever think about how you failed?
No.
Hey, don't bring it up.
Those environments, though, you walk into those morning things. They've been up since 2 a.m, and they've got to plaster that smile on their face and cheer everybody up, and it's just like this forced.
Oh yeah,
terrible.
Happiness.
And they're talking right through you. They don't engage at all.
I bomb fucking horribly
how
on
can
those.
You not bomb? If you don't nail it with the host who's not listening or the one camera guy, how do you know?
It's so bad.
If you're doing well, there's no way to know.
They're like, so what's going on with you? And then you're like, oh my god, no, that's too vague.
You didn't come prepared for that question.
No, I'm going to tell you the truth. You're not going to like it. I'm questioning my sexuality and I want to hang myself. Back to you.
Good morning.
Let's go over what I did in my room starting at 11:30 last night.
And now traffic.
It's got to be. There's an art to doing those, and I've never ever figured it out in all these years.
But the weird thing is, the art is just doing bits. And and not like don't leave things open ended to where they have to engage emotionally in any way. Don't ever end it with like, I don't know, what do you think?
Yeah,
then you're in trouble. Yeah, if you don't.
No back and forth. You got to just go.
That's right. And
5 minutes go.
And have the beats at the end so they know it's done.
Right.
And they go, oh, that's great.
Yeah.
You don't do that. You don't like craft answers to like the question. Like it's going to be those sort of like, how are you doing? What's got you in town? Questions.
I'm not good at it. If it's this, because this is just spontaneous when we're talking. Yeah. It doesn't feel real. It feels terrible. And like the last question, like, so it says in your bio you love Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
And
that bio. Where they find these fucking bios? Like, after you've been doing this shit for a while, there's pictures that you forgot about.
Oh, the worst.
And then you go to a club and there's where'd they find that fucking picture?
Yeah.
It's my bar mitzvah picture. You're like, what the fuck is that? I'm holding a Torah.
I know. There's one of me that follows me. I look like a magician. I'm in a suit and I'm glaring at the camera. Oh, it's so humiliating.
Oh, yeah, the big
just
idea comedy shots.
Yes.
You ever look at your old record covers, your old CD covers, like, what the fuck was I thinking of that? But when you do it, you put a lot of thought into it. You're like, this is going to be great. And you're like, look at me, I'm in a bathtub on the street. How did that happen?
Dude, I had a headshot, one of my headshots. It's humiliating. It was me in a Clockwork Orange shirt with like a long shirt over, and I had my hands around my hips. I'm like,
I remember that.
Was that what the one? Did you have hair?
A little more than this,
hair. Right,
it's such a
but just
douche.
as if to say, I'm edgy enough to watch this movie. It's R-rated, So watch out for my comedy.
Yeah, my first headshot, it was me with a pair of one pair of glasses and a pair of sunglasses, and me holding my fingers as glasses on the phone.
Oh, that's great.
And then
that's great.
There was one that I took at San Francisco where I was really hung up on layering. So I wore an overcoat, a vest, a shirt, and an undershirt. And it's this picture of me smiling at the camera. I'm like, where am I going? Am I about to head outdoors?
No one knows what they're doing.
Like, there's a million pictures.
Doing.
Oh, there's your head. There it is. Oh my God. Let me see that.
The one of me. Oh, there it is. That's
my God.
Look at that.
And a pit stain.
That is
a little
great.
pit stain under the right armpit.
Oh my God. I didn't even notice that.
Oh my! You dressed like Shields and Yarnell.
I borrowed the fucking shirt.
Wow!
Not even my shirt.
No one would know that was you if it didn't have your name next
you
to
can't
it.
even see my face. It's sort of like I like. There's another picture. Scroll down a little bit that people were using where I have I did a thing. No, I don't see it.
I like you lounging with your.
Yeah, the lounging one. You look comfortable.
One's good.
Oh, there's me as Sam already. But there. See the one with me covering my eyes?
Yeah.
I did that at KCRW. They have a guy promoting things like they just took pictures for in-house stuff, and I got to a club and they had that up, and I'm like, you wonder why no one's coming? Who is that guy?
Yeah.
Why would you fucking use a picture where I got my hands in my face? That was not meant to be a promotional shot.
It's literally covering your whole face.
I do love that your first headshot, you're using your hands and two props to completely cover your face. Yeah.
Shame, Jim.
That's funny.
Shame.
I certainly understand it.
I don't want anyone to know.
I know.
I like the lounging sexy one.
That
on
cigar
the
shot
couch.
is I think a selfie I did on my fucking computer. You know, look how thin I was. That was during the divorce. So, like, I was emaciated. I was miserable.
Smoking a
and
cigar.
I was smoking a cigar. But, like, I don't look like I'm enjoying anything.
What's that, like 2007?
Yeah.
Around there?
Yeah, remember?
It's going to live forever.
Look at the happy guy. Look at Happy Mark with just over there. That was right when I got to L.A.
Wow.
With my dumb glasses.
You look
That's the
filled
other
with
thing
hope.
about it. Look at the glasses, like in an overcoat. See, I still held on to the overcoat. But like, I always really thought that the glasses I chose were great. And now you look at them like, what is that? Who would wear those frames?
So where are you at now? That
Seems so optimistic.
If that's optimistic, happy Mark.
Yeah.
And then and then 2007, you go to miserable
Yeah.
Mark. Like, what do you when you look at photos of yourself now when you're not covering your face?
Oh, it's like a giver of no fucks, Mark.
Right. It's
like I'm done.
I'm done.
Like it's all gravy from here unless I get sick.
You gotta be happy. The things are going really good, so you must feel good.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm relieved. You know, happiness. Do you know what that feels like?
I've had moments.
Yeah. People talk about joy. I think I can identify that. Like, I've been thinking about, like, if it doesn't involve eating or coming, I'm not sure what happiness
Or
is.
one right after the other.
Right, yeah, exactly, because everything falls short from there. You know, like, that means it was good, it was okay. Like, I went on a hike, it was okay. I didn't eat cake and come, but it was all right.
Yeah, those are pretty much the pinnacles. It doesn't get any better than eating and coming. Yeah.
It doesn't really, but, you know, there are other things. You take it in differently. I'll tell you what I feel. I feel a lot less worried about things I used to worry about. And a lot of shit just doesn't matter as much as it used to. And, you know, I can make... Like, I've been going pretty hard for, like, years now. And this is, like, the first summer, a few months where I'm just going to... Because I've just been doing stand-up like hell and, you know, working towards a special. And that's done. And I went on stage the other night. There was this idea I had. I don't know if you guys ever do this where you're like, I'm just going to take maybe a month off stand-up. And, like, that lasts a day.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm going to put in at the store.
Seems like a good idea.
Yeah, and that's what we're made of. That's the core of what we do. If you take that away, it's sort of like I'm just untethered. I don't know who I am anymore.
Yeah.
I'm worried about pit stains again.
Yeah.
Everything comes back around.
So you're going to take the summer off?
Well, I do the podcast, you know, and then like I just started going. Right. And I went to the store and it was weird because now, like, all of a sudden, because I'm a little more relaxed, I'm thinking in terms of jokes. I usually just ramble and talk and wait for jokes to form themselves. And all of a sudden these things are coming out and I'm like, I'm just going to take that joke I wrote on stage. See how that feels. Never done that before.
Yeah. So are you involved with anybody now or are you single?
I'm still with Sarah Kane, the painter.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And that's good. She's, she does a thing that's totally different than what I do, and there's no part of me that thinks I can do it, which is a relief.
You don't have to destroy
Neither one
her.
of you are authorities on what the other one does.
Right.
That's actually probably really helpful.
It's great because, she's very kind of like, she's a hard worker. She's an abstract painter and she's got shows coming up and she does these amazing works, very impressive. And, and I write things on Post-its. So it's like, do
you live together?
No, she lives down the street from me. She just, she got a place that she's got a studio. She bought a house and it's got a studio where she works and it's not far from my house. And
Cool.
She's got a lot of cats. I got a few cats. There's a lot of cat talk.
Nice.
But yeah, it's a whole different world and it's nice. She's not in any way connected to my world.
I always like the
but she
idea of
doesn't resent it like my last girlfriend. Like, I'm not going to that premiere. Show business is bullshit. I'm like, I'm with the right person.
I always like the idea of being with an artist. That seems...
Comics and artists seem to be compatible for some reason.
Well, they definitely live off the sort of normal grid of things. Like, artists are like poets. Like, she'll go and she's got a membership to the Huntington Gardens. So, like, she'll go and just spend an hour looking at plants and be thrilled.
Wow. Yeah.
And, and she's like, you want to go? And I'm like, yeah, flowers are good. I guess I could. But then I try to get to that place because what's wrong with that place?
Yeah.
Right. How bad could it be if I learned how to appreciate a cactus?
Yeah.
For more than, it seems good.
Right.
Right. And so.
It seems healthy.
Well, yeah, it's a very poetic sensibility, very, wide open. It's going good. It's going good.
Well, some people have the ability to enjoy things just as visual.
Oh, those fuckers. They just enjoy things.
I needed to be getting something out of it.
You just
I need
used
to be
the
getting
cough
high
button?
off it somehow.
Did
Was
you
that
use the cough button?
Yeah, because I'm coughing.
That's
professional,
tremendous,
right?
That's tremendous.
I used Afrin and this Comtrex, whatever it was, for like 3 weeks when I was overseas, for a week there and then 2 weeks here. And my chest is just exploding. I get shit coming out.
Really? I like that you use the cough button because I think it's nice. It's for professional. I'm impressed.
Oh yeah. I feel it.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Talking about people who have a good time.
Just people who can enjoy something, just looking at it and visualizing, wow, that's really beautiful. I have to be getting something, or has to be, not monetarily, but just some kind of a high off it, or I can't enjoy it.
That's right. That's me too. Like, it's the coming and eating thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there should be something in between. Like I think I'm a little better. Like I went to see Jazz at Lincoln Center the last time I was here. It was great. Just on a whim, I'm like, I want to go. I'm in New York. I'm going to go see Wynton Marsalis, and
that's great.
And I'm going to try to do things like that.
Do you think it's an age thing, or do you think that because your career
I've never gone to anything.
Like why are you? Because I feel like a little bit more mellowed out. But I think it might be an age thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of like, you get to a certain age where you're like, I better figure out how to enjoy this.
Yeah.
Right. Because it doesn't end well for anyone.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, like, what am I doing?
Right, exactly. Like, you spend, 25 years struggling to do a thing, and then you get good at it, and if you're lucky, you get rewarded for it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it's like, what do you do without the constant struggle? Well, I can still fight with myself.
Yeah.
I can still have like, I can sit there and go like, do I eat the bread for breakfast?
Right.
And let that occupy a half hour.
Yeah.
Like, battling with cookies.
But
like, do I jerk off at 2 p.m. and nap? Why not?
Sure.
Yeah, but then what happens later?
Yeah, but you also know that there's, like, what's worth fighting for. Like, there's things that used to drive you crazy.
Oh, yeah, crazy.
And you're like, I don't care.
Yeah, for me, it was usually like, why does Tom Papa get to do that thing? How do you get that fucking job?
Right, exactly.
And now people are saying that about you now.
Why has he got a fucking show where he's just talking to people? I don't understand.
When I got my very first TV pilot, it was called Come to Papa.
Oh yeah,
it was in 2000.
You love that name.
It was
You certainly do. If you use that name on any other project, I'm going to cave your head in.
The TV show was failed, so I made it into my podcast. And I ran into Mark at the Improv.
Oh no,
I ran into Mark at the Improv, and Mark's. I just come out to L.A. and I'm like doing a show. I'm like confused. I don't know what's happening, and I run into Mark, and I said, "Hey, Mark," he's like, "I hear you got a show." I said, yeah, I'm doing a show. Is that okay? He said, no, I think it's okay. I just don't think you deserve it.
Did I do that?
I swear to God. I just don't think you deserve it. I was like,
oh my God.
And I remember driving home going, I don't think he was kidding.
No, and he wasn't wrong.
Well, let me say here in front of everybody that I am sorry.
It's all right.
For that behavior.
It was
and you should come on my podcast because clearly you have stuff to work out. So,
it's true.
Yeah, because I've always assumed you're one of those guys that you're a great comic. I enjoy watching you, and I know you pretty well.
Yeah.
But you strike me as a guy that could fucking just lose it in the biggest way.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know when it's going to happen, but we're all waiting, aren't we, Jimmy?
Yeah, everyone feels the same way.
Yeah.
Everyone feels the same way.
There is. I think I talked about this to you at the Comedy Store for a minute.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy. I like people, whatever, and I do find joy. Mm-hmm. But I have a new dog. I have a dog, a 9-month-old black lab. She's 65 pounds, and she's a lab. She's just like excited, and she doesn't listen all the time. And I have streaks of anger.
Oh, right.
That come out when I'm disciplining the dog. Like if she nips at me or or does something and catches me. There is a rage that
it's in there.
Surprised me.
Taking
I literally was like,
yeah.
I was asking friends, like, is this normal? Like, I wanted to kill this animal.
Is kicking my dog unusual?
Really?
Because it barks while I'm watching political talk. That's a dog. It doesn't know.
Well, let's talk about it.
Yeah, really came out of nowhere.
On stage. I had one of my worst gigs in my life with you, and you left.
I know. Well, I had to go because I had a baby.
Yeah,
and my uncle drove me through that storm. We had a crazy storm.
I went down there We had it.
Where
we
were we?
co-headlining, and where was it? St. Louis Obispo or somewhere?
Yeah, like up the coast of.
Like
north
I got
of Santa
books from this strange agent that I had back then, and we were co-headlining. He wanted to go first, and I was in the middle of the horror, the separation, and everything. And it was a big theater, so like 400 people there. You go up there and
That
kill.
we were booked together is weird.
Right. But you go up and do your nice, set, and you got to leave. And I went on in front of these 400 people at a subscription theater, and I did I was bombing, and I was sad, and I was angry, and they weren't laughing, and I went long because like if I'm bombing, I usually go longer because like I figure I want them to know that I tried. Yeah. And the agent who booked me on it said they're not even going to book any of my people anymore.
Oh no!
It was also the day I realized that like my manager's like assistant was a fucking liar because like there was no question. I tanked. It was embarrassing.
Yeah.
I drove back in that rainstorm.
That was a horrible storm.
And you had done fine, and I just fucking ate it. And it was dark and weird. And the agent said the booker said they told me you did a late night set. Like, that's what they called it.
Oh, jeez.
And I knew it was a total tank, and the agent had told me they're not even going to book her people anymore.
Oh
and then I don't need to mention his name. Sure. Josh calls me. Classic, dumb, old, hacky joke. But Josh calls me. It doesn't matter how many Joshes are there.
Yeah.
And he goes, I hear it went great up there. And I'm like, where'd you hear that? He's like, I just heard that it went great. And I'm like, there's no way you heard that. There's no.
It's impossible that you heard that. Yeah.
He's like, well, whatever you think, I heard you did great. And I'm like, you're fucking lying and admit it. Nope, I heard you did great.
Hello. No, that's so shitty.
Hi, Allison Brie is here.
Allison, so good to see you.
We got all the dirty stuff out. Like I got, me and Jimmy are old pals, and we had to get dirty for a few
I
minutes.
want to talk about dirty stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you're welcome to.
And you guys are promoting, by the way, Glow. We haven't mentioned available on Netflix this Friday, and it's really good.
It is good.
It's really good.
Yeah. Especially because I'm a big wrestling fan, and a lot of wrestling fans are excited about it, but they're also like, if you don't do wrestling right, then the wrestling fans get very, very upset.
Well, I know. We were a little nervous about that ourselves. But we trained with Chavo Guerrero Jr., who is a pro wrestler and is from a wrestling legacy. His father was a pro wrestler. Yeah, it's major. So he was a real, obviously, the expert on everything and taught us the moves and nomenclature. And really also when we would bring in moves and be like, look at this cool move, let's do that. And he'd be like, no, that move was not invented till 1994.
Oh, that's great.
We can't do that on this show.
Because I was watching, because when you did like a top rope thing with that, I was like, oh, this is where I'm going to be out because I'm going to know. But it wasn't. It wasn't like a 90s top rope thing. It was an 80s top rope thing. And I was like, yes.
Chavo is the best. It was really good. And Chavo's uncle, Mondo Guerrero, trained the original women of Glow.
Right.
So that's like...
That's
a
amazing.
cool connection.
That's fantastic.
Did you get hurt at all doing it?
No, because they were really good about safety with us. And we also had a stunt coordinator, Shauna Duggins, who was there throughout all our training and every day of shooting. And her main job was to sort of break down the moves for us and like help us to be able to do them for hours on end. Basically.
But you did learn how to bump?
Oh yeah, all we did was bump all day, every day.
That's awesome.
Front bump, back bump.
Yeah, that's good because I read that you didn't use stunt doubles. So I was watching you take like front bumps, and I was like, no,
oh yeah,
that's somebody else.
What's a front bump?
A front bump is just basically slamming your full body face down onto the mat.
Yeah.
And a back bump is slamming on your back.
Yeah. That's great.
How do you do that without slamming your face and hurting yourself?
Well, you sort of more land on your chest and your arms are out at the same time. And it's all about like, dispersing your weight so everything's hitting at the same time. It's like your thighs are taking more of it, even though you're all landing at once. And on your back, it's the same, where it's like flat back, chin tucked, your whole back hits at the same time, your arms hit at the same time. So you're sort of like helping, pushing yourself off.
It's so funny you're doing this, isn't it?
It was amazing.
Ask me more about wrestling moves. Yeah, it's weird that I'm a weird authority on this now, which I'm not.
Did you not tuck your chin in the beginning? Because if you don't tuck your chin when you're doing a bump, your head snaps back. Did
you ever try any of the moves?
No, I mean I've gotten in the ring for a minute or two. They'll teach an indie promotion would teach me how to do one thing just for like a little spot, and then I would just run away or something.
It was wild to watch them all do it. I'm the only guy really, for the most part.
You play the manager?
And you don't do any wrestling.
I don't do any wrestling. But here's the thing is, I got the part. It was sort of a fluke in a way. Like I'd finished Marin, and then I got sent this script for this guy, this kind of like down and out film director dude with a cocaine problem and divorces, and I'm like, I could be this guy. I've been this guy. And,
I'm still kind of this
I
guy.
went out, and I rarely get opportunities to audition for anything, but I was like, I'm going to do it. I went down to the eyeglasses place where I know the ladies. I got some aviator frames. I put on a Lacoste shirt. I had my little personal trainer woman, who's also an actress, read Allison's part. I had my part-time assistant shoot it on the iPhone because they weren't looking at people in L.A. I sent the tape in, and I got it off of that.
Wow.
Off the tape?
Yeah. And when they told me that the guy knows nothing about wrestling, I'm like, great. I'm not going to do any research at all. So all I knew, and I'll tell you this story because it's funny, and is like I knew who I wanted this guy to be. I knew he needed aviator glasses.
What are aviator glasses?
Just the Ray-Ban style.
Like those big
it's a frame
80s,
style.
the frames.
And they're kind of timeless, but. Show the Sam picture. It's up a little more. There was one of go down. It was me and Stan Lee next to me. Go down. I thought I saw one.
Yeah, I saw one.
Yeah, but there it is on the right there with the cigarette. Down the lower right.
Yeah, there you go.
That's Stan Lee, and that's me.
Oh, yeah.
Those are aviator frames.
Sure.
But see, like I knew the guy. They told me I could smoke.
You look great.
They told me I could smoke, so I knew I needed a flip-top box. And the guy had a cocaine problem. So I told the women who created the show, Carly and Liz, are like complete nerds, and they're in their mid-30s, but they're nerdy women, and they know that. I'm not saying anything mean. So I went up to him, and I said, look, all right, this guy with the coke, he doesn't share it. He doesn't deal with vials. He only deals with bindles, like squares cut from magazines. And when he does it with a key or a pen top. And they're both looking at me, and Carly says, we're so glad you're here.
You really went method. That's amazing.
Well, I knew exactly what this guy was.
Mark is the authority on cocaine usage in the 80s.
And cigarettes.
That's why the show is still smoke, or did you start for this?
No, those are fake cigarettes. And, because of the lozenges, which I'm still hopelessly addicted to, even when I smoke those, I don't ever feel like going back.
Isn't it weird? It's like herbal in those. It doesn't taste the same.
It's weird, and it doesn't burn the same, and it smells.
But it does give you a little head thing.
It started to bother me.
Yeah.
Like that scene we shot in the car.
Yeah, and
I was midway through a cigarette. You start a scene midway into a cigarette, and then you got to do a bunch of takes, so you got to puff it down.
And by the way, my character, who does not smoke at all, Mark and I campaigned to have me take a puff of his cigarette in the scene, and we really sold it to the director and our writers and Liz and Carly, and everyone's like, all right, yeah, do that in the scene. And then, of course, an hour into shooting the scene, I was like, why did you make me? Now I have to smoke this fucking cigarette.
And we were in that
all
car.
day in that car.
I didn't know they had fake cigarettes. That's how stupid I am. So these are not real nicotine cigarettes.
No, they're herbal. They don't have a real effect,
It's
but they
movie
look
magic.
good. Okay, but you do inhale them. It can't be good.
Well, yeah, there's still combustion. I'm like, what are you inhaling?
I don't know. That's a big mystery that no one talks about.
Isn't tobacco like herbal?
It comes from the ground.
Everyone's just like totally stoned on set all the time.
Could you imagine those people on Mad Men where they're like, they're just like
That was a lot.
constantly.
You're great on Mad Men.
Thank you.
So
Again,
great.
my character didn't smoke. I think that the Campbells were the only people who didn't smoke, and I was very thankful.
Yeah, nice
Yeah.
clean home.
Yeah, yeah,
Did you like playing something that's kind of falling apart on this show?
yeah.
Yeah, because you don't get to do that much.
No, I don't. I play people that are very put together.
Yeah.
And I like that Ruth is not a perfect person, and I like that she makes like a very big mistake in the first episode, and that sometimes she's a difficult person to root for, but ultimately I hope that people do.
She was genius.
What's wrong with Ruth? What's Ruth's hang up?
To play earnestness, ambition, desperation, and
She's
still
very
be charming.
desperate.
Right.
Like I watched her every day, and I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah.
this is a complicated character, and you want to not like her, but she's so amazing, you can't not like her.
I like it when Mark talks about the character. I do like it.
It's
pretty good.
Because
I like your take
I
on
think
it.
people misunderstand our dynamic. Because
Yeah.
I've seen some people write about the first 5 episodes where I'm just this cantankerous, abusive guy. But for me,
And I'm very grating, and I'm like, well,
but right
it's not me, it's the character.
Right when I give you a hard time, I'm like, these guys love each other.
Definitely.
Like
well,
you-
the
like-
other people misconstrue it as romantic, which I don't think it never
just
is.
kindred spirits, just desperate
they
people.
just sort of
But that also
understand
gets more
each
into it
other.
like later in the season too.
It
Like,
does.
That doesn't start to develop in the first
That's
5
right.
episodes.
It does.
No, that's
It's like
true.
episode 6, I
Yeah.
think. It really kind of.
But I do think they drive each other a lot as characters, and
Yeah.
they do have a common goal, which is like they both want this show to be a success more than anyone, maybe.
Once I realized what it is, yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
got
at
choked
first-
up all the time. It just like
Really?
it was ridiculous.
Wow.
Like it's just like there were scenes where I'm doing this guy and I'm showing up emotionally for her character, and I'm not a professional actor, so I really show it up, and like I feel like you can't. This is not the time for crying.
Mark is just
great.
like a raw ball of emotion. It's
I
lovely.
kind of am sometimes.
Have you
I
been reading the
know, it's
reviews?
nice.
Well, that gets sent to me. I'm not.
They've all been really good.
I've read some of them.
Yeah.
I've read them.
You read 'em.
There's always I'm like, I don't read reviews and I don't care about reviews. Oh, the reviews are good.
Isn't it funny how nobody during a good review says critics don't know what they're talking about?
Those bastards like.
Yeah, smart people.
Yeah, an authority on quality. EW. I would check them out.
Are you guys playing real people? I know the situation is real, but are you actually playing a real?
No, and it's important to note that because none of the lives of these characters are real. They're all fictitious. So it's more just taken off of the premise of Glow. And there
Sure.
are real things about it. The fact that the women who auditioned for Glow, the women wrestlers who were on Glow, were not wrestlers. They were similar to us. They were actresses who were just at different places in their life and auditioned for this random wrestling television show. And then they had very intense training with Mondo Guerrero, which
Yeah.
was like, there's stories about him putting one of the girls in a sleeper hold day one until she passed out on the mat just to like prove a point about the seriousness
Because that's
of what they
also
were
in the
doing.
80s when like wrestling was still protected. So like you
Yeah.
couldn't have these actresses coming in and thinking that they could just play wrestle.
Totally.
And so
And-
Mondo would he knocked one of them unconscious with a sleeper hold so that all the other girls in real life, this is what in the real Glow.
Oh, definitely. And then they I mean, you watch these women and they go for it on the real Glow. And there's a documentary about the women of Glow that's on Netflix now. And they talk about, they're like, oh, we were getting hurt. There were a lot of them are like, we never quite figured out how to do it and not get hurt. And that's something actually that even with us, there were points where you're doing the back bumps and even you'd nail it. You'd have your chin perfectly tucked and Chavo would be like, yes, it's just like that. And you'd be like, I mean, it kind of hurts. And he'd be like, oh, well, yeah, it's going to hurt. You're hitting the mat. It's just as long as it's hurting in this way and not in this bad way. And you're like, oh okay.
Yeah. I didn't do any, like, I know there was like the documentary and stuff, and I knew that this was completely fictionalized. And one of the reasons I didn't watch it, because I know that there was a character in that, or a couple of guys in the original that, might have inspired my character. But I'm like, why do that to myself? Like, just, build this guy from the ground up if it's a fictional character.
Right.
Yeah.
And not, and the fact that like I said, I didn't need to know about wrestling as a character. I'm like, I just got to do what my instincts tell me to do. I didn't want to put it in my head.
I agree. I watched the documentary, which was actually really interesting just to hear all the women talk about their experience of working on Glow and just so I could get more of an idea of what a hit it was, like how quickly it landed with so many people. But similarly, then I did sort of distance myself. None of us, we get asked a lot if we were like meeting with the original cast of Glow, and they've been very supportive of our show. But we really weren't, because I think we didn't want to be stealing explicit details from their lives.
Right,
Ruth is her own character. We're not trying to imply that any of the women on that show, slept with a married guy or did any stuff like that. So you wanted to kind of create your own person.
Right. Spoiler
from the
alert.
inside out.
Oh.
Not really.
It's a good spoiler, though. It's definitely worth seeing. It was a great scene.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was really well done.
You're really committed to that scene. Like you're really fucking him.
His eyes really lit up talking about my nude sex scene. I've never gotten such praise.
I like that. That it seems like this show, Orange is the New Black, as well. It's these female ensemble shows that are obviously telling female stories.
Yeah.
But then they'll throw nudity in as well, so it's like
Yeah.
it'll trick guys into watching, to being like, yeah, it's a
It
dude
is,
show, right?
Betty has sort of talked about that, the nudity and like our bodies and that sort of exploitation as being sort of the Trojan horse of this show, where we're like smuggling in real intimate stories about women's lives under the guise of like tits and ass and women wrestling.
I had to sign the nudity thing, and I knew that if, after what she did, I had to be willing to be naked. And
everyone on the show had to be willing to be naked, and you never kind of knew when it was going to pop
I really
up.
had this thing where it's like, well, it's only fair. But when it came down to the nude scene, I'm like, can we go no cock? Can we not do the cock? I just don't.
Did you not do it?
Huh?
Did they honor your request or no?
Yeah, there's an ass shot, but I did have to walk around the set
wore
with a dumb cock sock on.
Cock sock.
And
Is that optional, or did they have to wear it?
I imagine it's optional, but
you could just show up without it.
I don't know. It's a weird, dumb thing, but I just I was worried about my ass. I took selfies of my ass, to make sure it looked all right before I did the ass shot.
I did push-ups in my room before my nude scene. I did those push-ups and crunches. Yeah,
I just didn't want any pimples or anything on my butt.
Yeah, I put a little makeup on that butt.
Yeah, I might need some ass makeup, but
that's when you lose the essence of the character, because your character would probably not have the greatest ass in the world. But at that point, it's like, no, I
didn't do any work on my ass. I just wanted to make sure that once it does hit the internet, there's not people zooming in on the blemish.
Just like.
I always
just
figure
for fun.
At this point in our career, if you're taking your clothes off, it's for a joke.
Yeah.
Right?
I will say, I do like the way they use nudity in this show and on Orange is the New Black. It's sort of women taking ownership again of that nudity and not doing it in a way that, you sort of catch people in nude moments or changing their clothes or whatever, and it's not sort of like, I look sexual and perfect in this moment of being naked.
Yeah.
It's more sort of just realistic nudity, which I like. Like a person's changing their shirt and then you see their tits. It's not sort of like, who changes their shirt and is like, just gonna hide those.
I got into a debate with my niece about Wonder Woman.
It's great. The testimony begins.
About Wonder Woman. She was all psyched to be empowered by it, but then she was questioning, why is she still in that costume?
But see, I think that is the whole point. Is
right.
A feminist women can be sexy and be empowered at the same time.
Yeah.
And she's such a strong woman, and it's an iconic Wonder Woman uniform costume.
Superman wears spandex.
Yeah, what do you think? Women don't want to fuck Conan the Barbarian? Or Thor?
Right,
They're all good-looking, well-built people. That's what they do.
Yeah,
I think that it can be both.
Yeah.
And that she's owning it. And it's not really done for men. She's not wearing that outfit and you're seeing guys ogle her.
Right.
They're more looking at her in awe of her strength. And she happens to be wearing that outfit. I feel like that's
I would
one
say
of the
half
number
men,
one
half
things.
of the men.
That's the thing.
There's probably a percentage of men
I meant in the movie. I meant the characters in the movie.
She's fuckable.
I don't care how strong she is. I'll fuck her.
Yeah.
I'll let her lasso me.
Were you worried at all that the show would get cheesy? Because there's been very little done, save for maybe the movie The Wrestler. Any movie or TV show that centers around pro wrestling has been historically the cheesiest thing.
The weird thing is that they handled the period so meticulously and without campiness or irony.
Right.
There was no one waving around a giant phone right. It was it was just infused throughout. Yeah. And the outfits, I was alive and a grown person in 1986. I wasn't hanging out with people that dressed like these women did.
Right.
But I knew it was there. There was it was almost like time travel for me. It didn't seem that outlandish.
Right.
And I think that because they were all so earnest about the endeavor, that it doesn't come off as cheesy. It comes off as very intense, very powerful.
And it's not all on the nose 80s. Even some of your wardrobe is still holding on to the 70s. I feel like there's an eclectic group of looks, so you're not just neon 80s explosion.
Madonna bracelets.
Oh, I dropped my Wham CD. These guys will be together forever, huh?
Oh, I hate those winks at the camera that they do. They're fucking horrible. That's good.
Yeah.
No, I think also just hearing that Genji Cohen was behind it. I wasn't super familiar with Liz and Carly's work when I first got the script, but hearing that Genji was doing it, I was already oh, this will be kind of gritty and cool. And then reading the very first episode, you could tell in the writing.
Yeah.
How did you
end up doing
nuanced?
I, opposite of Mark, I got the script and heard about the idea and just became singularly obsessed with doing it, and then heard that they didn't think I was right for it at all and didn't really want to see me for the role.
Wow.
And then my agents just called and hounded them, and finally I went in. I knew the casting director, Jen Houston. She had cast a film that I had done, and so she brought me in and put me on tape. And then I came in again for producers. Then I came in again and read with Betty. Then I came in again and read again with Betty. And I won them the fuck over.
That always amazes me. People who they don't think are right for it, that like, no, I want to do this. Like, I admire that fucking
That's amazing.
confidence that you wanted it. That's
Especially
great.
not getting angry because you've done so much stuff and everybody knows you're great, and then to be like humble enough to go through that process.
I think part of it was them sort of testing me and being like, well, we wanted sort of maybe someone, the face that people haven't really seen, and they're familiar with me playing characters that are so
Right.
polished. And some of it I do think was like, I mean, sure, if she wants to go on tape for casting, and I was like, damn right, I'm going on tape for casting.
So you're not much different than you are in the in that opening.
Your
It ended up 100%. It ended up just being, I think that my own desperation was coming through the more I auditioned, that they just couldn't unsee it, and they were like, she is the character.
That's great.
I can't believe you're doing Glow and The Disaster Artist in the same year, because those are probably my two favorite things.
Oh
is
my God!
wrestling in the room.
You.
So yeah.
You're our target
I'll be on
audience.
board with your projects going forward.
Thank you.
Are you excited about The Disaster Artist? Is the movie about the making of The Room, Tommy Wiseau's masterpiece. Were you a
masterpiece?
Yeah.
Oof.
Were you excited about the movie coming out?
Definitely.
I don't even know what to ask about. I mean, I'm assuming you were a big fan of The Room before.
No, not at all.
Very unique group of people. The
I-
Room fans.
Yeah.
I mean, I remembered, I had never seen The Room, but I remembered those billboards of Tommy Wiseau's face that were up all over Los Angeles and like haunting my dreams. And, but I never saw the movie. And then my husband, Dave, who stars in the movie, he had been doing research for months and read the book, The Disaster Artist, which the movie is based on, written by Greg Sestero, who's the other lead actor in The Room.
Of course.
And it's all about his experience meeting Tommy and their friendship. It's a really sweet, kind of odd success story. So anyway, we had like listened to the book on tape before I had ever seen The Room. I heard the whole behind the scenes stories and like learned all about this guy, Tommy Wiseau. And then,
which I've said for a long time, the book, I don't usually do book on tape, but that book on tape is the best because Greg Sestero does the best Tommy Wiseau impression.
he does an amazing Tommy impression. So this is like all I knew about Tommy was Greg Sestero doing Tommy. And then Davey was like, you gotta watch the movie. So we bought it and we watched it at home, and like 5 minutes in, I'm like, I gotta have a drink or smoke some weed or something. Like, I can't watch this totally sober. But it's kind of an amazing movie.
Yeah, it's
Did
amazing.
you feel the acting was a bit lackluster in it, though?
Just low energy.
What do you mean, Jimmy?
Not up to snuff.
Right.
It's done so in earnest.
Yeah, oh,
the
yeah.
passion. And you're just like, what is happening?
And James Franco plays Tommy Wiseau and directed it, right?
And that was very bizarre.
He stayed in character the whole time?
Yes. So he's directing you, and he has this like vaguely Eastern European accent and like long hair and facial prosthetics on.
Jeez.
It was strange.
Yeah.
It was very strange.
Is he like that? Sorry, Sam. Is he like
go
that when he
ahead.
does a movie typically, where is he like method where he'll stay in, or did he just for this?
Like in
know.
Pineapple Express?
I don't know. I feel like Tommy, the character, is such an overpowering presence, and the accent is so strange. I understand why you would want to stay in it.
How
in
about
the
that guy he
mode.
played in that Harmony Korine movie? What was? Remember that?
Spring Breakers?
Spaceman. What was that guy's name?
He had to stay in that.
Alien, yes.
He had the hair.
I love that movie,
love
too.
that movie.
Did he really do his hair like that? I think he did, right?
Yeah,
In
man.
cornrows? Yeah. I
You
had
can't
He
fake
had to
that.
stay in character. They're not coming out.
Well, I had to say, I had my hair cut and permed for this show, and I was just living a 1985 life for the 3.5 months that we shot it.
Those jeans.
Mark really
frizzy.
hated my jeans.
I don't know if I hated them. They were just the one that she would just wear offset, like as character. No, I mean when she wasn't.
I like my own jeans. No, you
when
mean
she
my
was
character
not in wrestling
jeans.
character, she would wear the same pair of pants. I wore the same pants the entire shoot.
Me too.
And they were these like mom jeans, these like waist stonewashed things
Yeah.
she would walk around in.
I didn't learn until we started doing press for the show how much Mark hated
I don't
these
know if I
jeans.
hated them. I just
You hated it. You've just been like, how was anyone getting laid in the 80s wearing jeans like that? How can I fucking fantasize about you when you're in those jeans?
That's my character. My character, not real Mark.
I was going to tell you.
Yeah.
I had Tommy Wiseau up here and interviewed him for like an hour.
Oh, my
once.
God.
And I know that you find his accent to be Eastern European, but he informed me he's from New Orleans.
That's right. That's right. I
He's
know.
American.
Yes, he sounds like it's the weirdest thing being from New Orleans.
Yeah, it's strange.
Yeah, it's like
strange.
Cajun accent. That's what he's got.
That's all it is.
So is it a put on European accent?
No, he's
It's a
pretending to be
mystery.
American. I believe he's
okay.
pretending that he's American because he funded his movie through his business, which was called Street Fashions USA.
That's a very good name.
Very mysterious character. Nobody knows his age.
No.
Nobody knows his place of origin. It's like
Right.
How many
he's
people
mysterious.
care?
Yeah.
They're making a movie about it.
We made a movie about it.
I know all about The Room, but I've never watched it.
I've never seen it either. I want
You
to
gotta go see
see
it in a theater.
Oh my God.
I need to see it in a theater with an audience.
Yeah.
But you got it. Just imagine. It's just like the strangest collection of scenes. There's no rhyme or reason. There's men in tuxedos throwing a football around on a rooftop. Like it's.
I've
just sort
seen
of like,
that scene. I felt the football was out of place.
You thought
Yeah, did you?
Yeah, I did. It was
That's
a little out of place.
interesting.
you had questions about some of the choices.
Yeah, some of the authenticity I didn't feel was there in the scene choices.
Right. I understand.
Yeah.
Mark, do you think you're going to do more acting now? Because everybody's talking about both of you on this show.
Oh,
but like I think
well,
people.
it's something I always wanted to do. It was one of those things where I did. I think I figured out how to do it in a basic way, doing my show for 4 seasons.
Right.
I want to do more, but I don't want to. I'm not going to be learning Russian accents or anything.
Right.
Like if it's in my wheelhouse, like this guy Sam. The reason I wanted to do him so badly is that I could identify with the character, but he is different than me in that he's not neurotic in any way. He doesn't, he's not self-analytical. So
Right.
like, it was almost like a relief. I'm like, I can just shut that shit off and just be sort of an unashamed, asshole struggling to be and haphazardly becoming a better person. So yeah, I'd like to do more acting. I'd like to challenge myself. Like if we do another season of this, I keep thinking about it because I haven't studied acting that much, but like I did interview Martin Landau and in my last, on the podcast, I've done some interviews with actors. And now I really get into like tips and the process.
I like hearing that.
Yeah, and I've talked to a lot
You're
of...
connecting with them as actors. You're
Right.
like,
I'm like, give me some more like, can you help me out? Because I got to do this thing.
You're right.
So I think if I do another season, I do want to challenge myself somehow and just like, the craft of it or however I can wrap my brain around doing things that, would make me better at it.
It's an amazing thing about your podcast, though, that you can, for sure, that you can get these people in and just kind of that you would never get to talk to, and then just ask them for advice on whatever shit that you need, whatever you got going on.
I think that was the reason I did the podcast. It's just to have celebrities over to help me with my problem, and that's how I got my style. Enough about you. I'm in trouble.
We have to end the show. They're getting cut off for 2 minutes because we didn't take a break. So we have to end.
Okay.
Oh my God!
Glow is available on Netflix
What?
this Friday with Allison Brie and Mark. You guys really are both amazing in it and getting great reviews. I'm really happy for you.
Can't wait
Thanks,
to
buddy.
see it.
I was going to watch like one episode, and I plowed through the whole season. So
Yes.
that's good. It's great. It's really good.
And also, I'll be with Tom Papa tonight. Come to Papa at the Village Underground at like 8:00, and then just go to my website for dates. And
Where
Sam,
you going? Any place nearby?
I got Pittsburgh and Nashville and the Borgata.
Ooh,
and
nice.
I'm doing that shoot in LA on Thursday. So go to.
Someone's doing a shoot.
Hollywood, Mr. Hollywood.
Oh, I guess radio's not good enough anymore.
It never was good enough. All right, see you tomorrow. Thank you guys.
Thanks, you guys.
Thank you, Jimmy.